Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Hollywood Talk of Fame on the Faith Factor channel, a part of the Faith Network. We talk celebrity news and sometimes a red carpet roast. Today is that red carpet roast. Faith, what is up?
What's up, Commendable K? I am so here for it. You know, I'm here with my little glasses on. I'm about to break down this fuckery I just heard today over at Derrick Jaxn's channel.
Yes, and
Oh,
we are definitely going to respond to that. Lots of shenanigans. And I'll be the first to say I put out a video saying, don't jump the gun. Dude might not have cheated. But after watching his little Why I Wrote Healed Together Without Hurting Each Other book, and he basically plugged his book in instead of telling the truth, I think it's safe to say that this man had cheated on his wife. And it's
I
funny
told
because
you.
he was talking
Told you.
to he caught himself talking to her in the background when everybody pointed out he was really talking to himself. So lots of shenanigans, lots of mess and madness. Can't wait to jump into this. And so is it okay if we well, first, before we get started, like, share the video, thumbs up the video, subscribe, click the bell, ding the dong, bing the bong, all that great stuff. So Faith, you want to make it to where we just to respond to his video? Is
Yeah,
that
I
cool?
definitely think that we should play the audio from the video, and I think that we
Okay.
should do our responses respectively because I just think that we need to break down the BS because there
Mm.
was a lot of it was a pile of BS in what he did in that 29-minute justification of nonsense. Okay.
Justification of cheating. That's
Yes.
basically what it is. And then he talked to his hand puppet in the background, saying that was his wife. So yes, let's definitely
Hey
do
baby,
that.
you can come over and you can sit next to me. No response.
Exactly, exactly. All right, we are going to do this. All right, let's see. Mm,
What's up, Chaz B98? Yeah, a lot of BS.
let's see. Boom, got that there. All right, let's do it.
I thought we were just going to do audio.
Okay, we could do just audio. That works. Let's see.
Yeah, so that way, they can't say that we're, stealing.
Okay.
All right, it says I'm live on YouTube. If you guys can hear me in the chat, say I, please. Now I'm gonna try to go live. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're about to find out. All right, so hopefully you guys are tuned in here on Facebook and also tuned in here on YouTube. Let me see if I see any eyes in the comment section. So I'm here early. So you said, hey, let me see. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it on the computer app quality. Okay. You know what? I may just come out. If it's glitching, or are those on the opposite extreme? Derrick can do no wrong. I don't care what Derrick is. Well, I won't say necessarily that's group number 2, but the Derrick can do no wrong is absolutely false. Okay. I deserve to be held accountable. If I did something wrong, I'm not above no law. I'm not above getting checked. That just is what it is. Make sure that for me or anybody else, you're not idolizing nobody. All right. If you separate the man from the actions or whatever the case, that's fine. But I would rather you just kind of decide after you hear me speak. Let's see here. The third group is who I'm going to be speaking to. And that's going to be the people that say, D, I find some value in what you do, whether I'm a supporter of your books, your videos, whatever, I find some value, but I got questions about where you're coming from with this stuff that you speak. I got questions. What's going on? Do you walk it like you talk it? Do you practice what you preach? So for that group of people, totally fair, legitimate concerns, expectations, questions to ask. Do I practice what I preach? I'm going to be talking to you guys tonight. So thank y'all all for being here. I think we've kind of caught up to that 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central time mark. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, you probably be asking yourself, why did I make this about my book, Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other? You know, do I really need a publicity stunt for this? Do I need help selling this or anything like that? The answer is no. Of course, I want to get this into as many hands as possible, and I'll let you know why. But this book is a part of what I preach. Don't forget your crown, part of what I preach. The videos that I post, part of what I preach. In order for me to qualify, me letting you guys know whether or not I practice what I preach, I'm going to have to reference the books. And the most recent one is Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other. And especially what we're going to talk about tonight is directly related to why I wrote this, what I put in this, okay? So it probably, for those that are just getting in, I see somebody says slow down mode. Is it glitching? Anyway, let's keep it going. So everything really started back, honestly, when I wrote this book. Don't Forget Your Crown, and what I wrote it about. Me and my wife, we got back together in 2016. Now, what throws some people off about that is that we were messing around having sex before we got back together. We got back together, I think, in August of 2016. Later in 2016, August, September. We conceived a baby in January that was born in early October. You do the math if you want to, right? Now, I got roasted up and down, and guess what? I totally get why, because that's a shaky foundation. We had a baby, we wasn't even prepared to get in a relationship. Me knowing that this is the woman that I wanted, I went ahead and got down on one knee within a couple of months. It wasn't just because of the baby. I really was like, I've been unhappy doing my thing with these other chicks or whatever. I know this woman, her name is Danae, by the way, is the one that I want. Fast forward, of course, that's a shaky foundation, trash foundation. Two people just riding high on love, emotion, and then being new parents right in the very beginning of a new marriage. That brings me up to some of the issues that we had that led to Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other. Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other is a biblically based manuscript game plan on how to let God restore your relationship or restore you, no matter how much you've been hurt in the past, broken you are, etc. Okay? So, Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other talks about how to have your individual journey and how the journey is really not a journey, it's a fight. It talks about all these different things. Now, why did I even write this book? February 1st, this is something a lot of you did not know. February 1st, me and my wife separated. I'm talking official separation. Before that, we had like an unofficial separation. You know, I'm not at the house, she's not at the house, we're not talking, we're not blah. February 1st is the official, mutual. I said, look, I don't think this is going to work. Separation. We had some challenges before that. February 4th, I gave my life to Christ. I said, God, I can't handle this. I need you to come in and help me out. That was on February 4th, the exact same day. Danae, my wife, she packed up the kids and left the crib. Went 1,500 miles away to a mom's crib. All right. Fast forward, because I'm trying to get to the point. I know what a lot of people really want to talk about, some of the stuff that has been swirling around or whatever, right? Fast forward a couple of months. In those couple of months, we were working on the marriage. Hey, maybe we can make this work. We're praying about this. Now,
all right. We can go ahead and cut it right there. Hold on a second. Let me just bring us back up here. All right. Now, here's where I'm hearing a lot of book plugging. First of all, he's plugging this book and he's supposed to be, you know, giving us an explanation as to why he's cheating. Now, he's going back to these dates, you know, February 1st, and even before then, when he found out that him and his then girlfriend were pregnant with child, and all of a sudden, you know, he has to marry her. I think, and I could be wrong, you know, like I said, you know, this is Derrick Jaxn, you know, we got to take his word for it, right? But it would not look too good if Derrick Jaxn was just out here making these bastard babies. Right? So, in my little summation, he hurried up because remember, he said that they weren't ready for a relationship, let alone marriage. So if you're not ready for a relationship, let alone marriage, how the hell do you know that this is the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Bullshit. Okay, my bullshit antennas went up as soon as I heard that. Nigga, you went. This is what he did. This was all damage control because he had to get in front of this situation. Your wayward penis, okay? You went and made a bastard baby, and now you got to clean it up. You got your broom and your dustpan out. You went into the church and got married to the chick. You didn't want her, but at the same time, you didn't want this to come out that you're out here making these bastard children and then possibly have a child support issue. So it was kind of smart. Yeah, go ahead and marry her,
Touche.
Go ahead and just get married and save the image, But one thing that I didn't hear in this explanation when he was saying that him and his wife were having these issues, did he say one time what the actual issue was? That they were having problems in their marriage? Did I miss that?
No, you didn't. The issue was other chicks. Point blank. Period. Nice. Thank you, Derrick, for having a live stream to let us know you have these 2 books. That's basically what the live stream was about. Was promoting the 2 books, and also I guess he's trying to be a ventriloquist. In that he was trying to, I guess, talk to the dummy, not on his lap, but in the background, calling himself talking to his wife, when in actuality, we all know he was talking to himself. So that's basically what it was more lies. And I hate to be the one, I actually was one of the few people that was like, well, wait a minute, I don't believe the side chick. Now I'm looking at Derrick like, not only do I believe the side chick, but I'm waiting for other side chicks to come out. And I'm sure he'll have another live stream and promote the 2 books again. So this was a whole book tour. Shout out to him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes live later on tonight to plug the same 2 books. And this time he talks to his wife in the background again when we all know he's talking to a wall.
Exactly. And shout out to Chaz B98 at Bixby, SKC in the audience, DOD. And somebody else rolled up in here. Who else is in here? Melissa Betts. All the people that commented in the chat room and the people watching from the clouds, welcome. This is the Derrick Jaxn breakdown. He just went live to mansplain. And we're here for it, okay? We're here for it. So do you want to go ahead and kick the rest of the audio? Let's go ahead and get down into the nitty gritty.
Yes, and he definitely, he as always, when people are guilty, they pull out God. I'm surprised he didn't have his wife beside him like a politician does when they apologize. Maybe that'll be for part 2. Maybe he'll turn this into a whole, R. Kelly coming out the closet thing, where it's a part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all to promote these 2 books. So yeah, let's continue on with his shenanigans. The one that had the actual video, don't want him to sue us, and now we got to promote 2 books. All right,
exactly.
Here we go.
Audio only, fair use.
Now we're both in Christ. She's already a Christian. I'm a new Christian, and it's not working. Nothing that I implement is working. Nothing that we're having in these conversations is working. Basically start losing hope around, I would say, May. Then we had a disagreement about whether or not to even have the kids here at my place or, up there with her mom. Matter of fact, let's do some fact checking. If somebody wants to pull up my YouTube channel, you can see in the earlier part of 2020 where I'm doing my videos, what you'll see is I'm in Airbnbs up in Denver. I was flying back and forth over and over again, right? And again, guys, people in the comments, I told y'all the bloodthirsters are here and they're going to try to dominate the comment section. Ignore them. All right. Anyway, even with all of that being said, I'm flying up, we're meeting with pastors, we're doing this, we're doing that, things are not working. Around May is whenever we started losing, like both of us started feeling, mainly her though. And then we had an argument about where the kids were going to be, whether they're going to be with me on this date or her with that date. And then lawyers got introduced. Shortly after lawyers got introduced, I realized she wasn't wearing her ring. Shortly after that, because we're continuing to talk as much as possible, We stop talking. Most of our conversation is in text message. And then we have a conversation. We do have a conversation. She's letting me know, like, whatever you need to do because you're not my responsibility. I'm not linked to you. Like, we are together, but right now I understand if you got to go out and do whatever. Now, what that spoke to me was, I don't care if you're going to be with other women, et cetera, et cetera. But that wasn't my green light. My issue is this. At that point, I had a beef with God. I gave my life to Christ on February 4th, 2020. Matter of fact, some of y'all that follow my Twitter may have seen me a couple of weeks ago talking about how I just hit my 1 year mark. I gave my life to Christ and my whole life fell apart. My marriage fell apart. At this point, I'm not seeing my kids. I'm helping people best I can, but that's not giving me fulfillment. I got money, I got this, that, and the other. And I really honestly just went to a place of effort. Just screw it. I don't care no more. I don't care about being a good man because look where it's got me. I don't care about serving God because look where it's got me, right? That was in May. I would say June, conversation is slowing down. She's waiting for a lawyer to get back to her. And what I'm getting to is the point where I hit rock bottom, because I did hit a rock bottom and where God pulled us from. And then this is how all of this came to be. June, we talking about my birthday. She basically lets me know there's no plan for her to be around on my birthday. Okay. Now I'm in screw it mode, F it mode. I'm hitting up old chicks. I really don't care at this point. I don't care about my reputation. I don't care about the business. I don't care about any of that. One of those people was a girl named Candace. She's from Florida, Orlando, Florida. Girl I'd have known, at least been acquainted with for a couple of years, right? Last time I think I seen her was back in 2016 before me and my wife got together. I hit Candace up. I'm going to come down to Miami. We're going to kick it. I'm going to get it, guy, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the thing. And we're going to do a Q&A right after this.
No, he's not.
Here's the thing. So me and Candace have had a sexual relationship without actually having sex. All of these years, right? So we do our thing. Friends are there.
Okay, you want to stop it right there?
Yeah. Now he's on clown talk. Now he's doing. We should have did this into a clown talk, but okay, we go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what? It's just so much to unpack here. You know, what I was looking for is why he and his wife separated. I'm listening and I'm not hearing why they separated, why there were problems. But I am hearing him say he had side chicks. Shout out to @Bixme. She said it. I got side chicks for you, y'all.
That's basically what it is. And see, the other side, like Tashi K was saying, the other side's chicks were too scared to come forward. And I guess 2019 or earlier. And one of them probably contacted the wife. He couldn't mansplain, as you said, his way out of it. And that's when all of a sudden, January 1st, separation. And then, February 4th, he gave his life to Christ. So he gave his life to Christ, February 4th, watch this. But then he says in May, he's at war with God. So you gave your life to Christ in February, and then May, you're at war with God. June, your wife says she doesn't want to spend, your birthday with you because of the side chicks. July, he don't care. And Candace had a sexual relationship without the sex. That's just like saying I drunk water without quenching my thirst. Now, it's like saying fire that's not hot. Okay.
Or in the words of Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Right.
Okay, we're going to have to start checking for the semen stains. This ain't sounding right. This is not passing the BS test at all. Derrick Jaxn, you're full of shit. Okay. You think your followers are stupid, and some of them may be. I'm not gonna, put it past any of them. You know, they'll probably, you know, make up some type of excuse, you know, oh, well, you know, ain't nobody perfect. Only God can judge you. Only God can judge you, Derrick. Yeah, right. Okay. God gonna judge you, Derrick. I'm gonna judge you. CK, you judging too? I'm definitely judging. Okay. And from what I see, Derrick, your ass need to be burning in the fiery infernos. Okay. The flames, orange as the orange flames in the back of this screen. You need to be pinched by the devil's pitchfork every 5 seconds of this video that you lied. You lied. You lied, and the truth ain't in you.
Well, he's going to go to hell with those 2 books. So I'm pretty sure Derrick's later on is going to say, well, he didn't have relations with her. He just put the tip in. Okay. He just put the tip in, nothing else. And after a while, it's going to be, well, we talked, we were in the same bed, but we were fully clothed. And I'm pretty sure after that, he'll say, well, I was at war with God. And so I saw God hitting it. So I decided to go ahead and get some too. You know, lots of clown talk tonight with Derrick Jaxn. I'm really surprised that if he and the wife are still together, he didn't have her beside him. But again, he was talking to the imaginary friend in the background, which, you know, that's cool. And at least he said Candace's name. Candace didn't want to say her name on Tasha K's channel when she came forward. And so from the way I look at it, if he says that he doesn't care about the biz, he doesn't care about God, he doesn't care about reputation, you know, why not take a dip in the pool, Derrick? Because you probably did take a dip in the pool. He just doesn't want to say it. Oh, but by the way, he's got these 2 books.
Well, just like Chaz B98 said, he had to bring God into it because he knows his audience. And see, he does a lot of that God talk because he knows the majority of his audience being a bunch of God-fearing Black women. You know how we are. Us God-fearing Christian women that sit up and hold on to every word that pastor say. And you know he's Pastor Jaxn can't do no wrong. And us God-fearing Christian Black women, you know, we gonna hang on to every word, and we're going to see if there is going to be a gap in the opening for one of us to take that spot that Mrs. Jaxn got. Okay, and so into the sad chick when she thought she was going to get that spot because she's a God-fearing Christian woman. So you know, hey, here we are. But are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for more of the shenanigans? Are you ready? Are you ready? God's gonna trouble the water. Yeah.
Yes, at this part, we are now going to be passing around the collection plate while Pastor Faith takes a break. Cash App is pinned to the top. Also, you have the super chat if it more implores you to give. So I'm ready to go ahead and play the rest of this. What about you?
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear some more of these shenanigans.
We come back to my.
Uh-oh. So, got some bad news. Derrick took down. He took down the video. But guess what? Joke's on you.
Oh yeah, we always come prepared. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead and get that screen record out. No, Jerry, not today. The devil is a liar. The
right.
devil is a liar. We got the screen
Yes.
record for that
We
ass.
got-
Oh, you can take it down, Derrick. You can take it down, but we recorded your ass. We recorded
Yeah.
all them hats. All the laughs.
Let's see. Let me hook up this picture right quick. Make sure he can't try to set us up. Give me a moment. Let's see.
Oh yeah. See, Derrick, you weren't prepared, but over here at the Faith Factor, we prepared.
All right. Let's do this. All right. We finna go Grandmaster Troll level. Let's see.
That's right, y'all. Fair use. Thank you, App Bixby. Thank you. Fair use. This is just the audio. Fair use.
Just the audio and the lies.
Is because you verbally gave your life to Christ, but you didn't submit your life to Christ. You verbalized it, you said it, you accepted him, but you didn't walk with him. You didn't walk in according to his word. You're still holding on to some things. Okay? That was probably, I think, July 27th or something like that. My wife is getting ready to come back in town. We haven't had much further dialogue about the divorce or anything like that, but we haven't rekindled anything. So at that point, what I decided was, okay, the marriage is done. But in order for me to have an opportunity to have this happiness or have this fulfillment that I'm looking for, I have to come into alignment with God. And that means even if my wife is ringing off, totally not talking to me, even if whatever, I won't even say depressed, but really in a bad space, even if whatever, in order for me to really connect with God, I got to clear some things out. So I threw away my liquor. I threw away every bit of other things that I was using. I cut off everybody, Candace included. Now, I won't say I gave an explanation. All I said was this ain't right, and we don't need to talk again until this divorce is final. The whole time we have been talking, I was letting her know, hey, we're separated. I'm just doing my thing. I'm chilling. I'm kicking it. All that other good stuff. Which, by the way, I'll be honest with you. I won't necessarily say I recommend. I believe I preached on it. Somebody fact check me. Whenever I've talked on this subject, my whole dialogue has been that you don't want to deal with a man who's separated because he may still have feelings for his wife. I mean, he may be lying to you. In my case, I definitely had feelings for my wife, but I thought we were over and I wasn't lying. So am I practicing what I preach? I guess so. So anyway, I sent her that text message. I blocked her on everything. In the past, what I would do is, and this is what caused a lot of issues even in my marriage, I would mostly cut somebody off. I would in communication, but I wouldn't cut it. I wouldn't completely obliterate. I wouldn't completely close every door to that part of my life. All right. It was only on that day, and don't get me wrong, this wasn't immediate. It was only on that day where I started seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. My anxiety is not nearly where it was. Me not wanting to do this, not caring to inspire anybody, not nearly where it was. Even in terms of me and Danae's communication, she still went forward. By the way, I wish I had printed this out because I believe you can actually search this. She filed for divorce. Some people may say, "Oh, Derrick, was the separation really real?" She filed for the divorce. The lawyers were in. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to my email. Trey Sauls is my lawyer. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see. Let me see. Oh no. I don't know. It's not showing. Can you guys see the date? Okay, you can't see the date. I should have studied how to do this. I've seen some questions in there. I'm gonna get to the questions right after. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get to the questions right after. Anyway, at this point, she goes through and she files for divorce. And yes, this entire time, I'm sitting there breaking down. I'm sitting there, my marriage is trash. Even though I'm not posting regularly, I haven't completely stopped. So if you want to say like, Derrick, that's, you tripping for not coming forward and saying that your own marriage is in shambles or whatever. That's what I definitely did. But she filed for divorce. I believe it was officially filed on the 28th of August. But by the end of that month, we finally coming into alignment with God's way, finally allowed for us to start having real conversations. It's like you can kind of depend on the way that you want to do things. You can kind of depend on what you think is going to be best, your own intellect, your own knowledge. But when I said it, this is how it all ties in. It wasn't until I learned that I can have all the knowledge in the world, I can have all the intellect in the world. But whenever you're in a spiritual covenant, when you're in a covenant with God, you can't do it by your own judgment. You can't do it by your own thought processes, your own reason, your own logic, right? That was the end of August. I believe it was about a mid-September where we ended up at the same church event, and the pastor was willing to see us in the back after church and all of that stuff. And we basically had a one-on-one with him. And that's where we decided we were going to take divorce completely off the table. Taking divorce completely off the table was such a huge turnaround because just 2 or 3 months prior, she wasn't talking to me. We weren't talking. And I'll let her talk for herself, and she's able to come down here in a little bit. She's putting the kids to bed. She's a strong woman of God. She has her own voice. But we weren't talking, weren't doing anything, right? And here we are taking divorce completely off the table and now talking about our future again. So in that time, with godly counsel and with putting everybody back where they're supposed to go, because both of us had let some outsiders in. Candace was only one of mine, but my wife did too, and I don't think it was other guys. I'm not trying to insinuate that. But outsiders were allowed in, something that I talked about in Don't Forget Your Crown that you're not supposed to do. I'm referencing this because this is what I preach. So wisdom is one of those things that you can either listen to it, heed it, or not. Either way, you're going to eat the fruit of it. That was in September. By the end of December, me and her, I'm talking about crushing the honeymoon stage. Crushing the honeymoon stage. Now, what had to happen in order for that to go down? Well, first off, there was a complete purge of everything that was not of God. There was a complete submission to God. Some of you may look at my YouTube videos. Anybody in the comment section, you may be able to peep that since August, I haven't cussed in any of my videos. I haven't said Team Jackson was happening. Why is that? Because my platform is not my platform anymore. I completely have come into the submission of Christ. You may look on Twitter and see certain things that I've said, acknowledging Christ, acknowledging God. And these are just like small, I guess, evidences, But since August, the beginning of August, I would say, not only my marital life, not only my internal peace, but even the impact that I'm having on people, not just in dating and relationships, but now in marriage, completely skyrocketed. So that's only a piece of my testimony. That is according to what I preached in my books. That is according to what I preached in my videos. I am absolutely cool with being held accountable. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And I have no problem saying what I did was wrong. But let me be very clear. In dealing with that girl, while I was actually separated, a couple of weeks before the divorce was filed, it wasn't wrong necessarily according to my own logic. Why was it wrong? It was wrong because I was in a covenant with God, and I only was making a contingent based on my wife. I was only making a contingent based on what she said, well, we're not dealing with each other, well, she's not meeting my needs. And in that, I think anybody is kind of setting themselves up to fail. Even if the divorce goes through, I had to get to a place where no matter what, I'm honoring my commitment to God first, my wife second, the marriage second. And that's with the marriage completely gone, her all but guaranteeing that she was out the door. So that is the gist of it. Like I said, guys, if you look in the comments, you're going to see the bloodthirsties. They really don't care. But the whole Derrick got caught cheating in his wife's bed is BS. Complete BS. I'll own up to anything that I did, and I deserve to be held accountable for anything that I did. If I was living a double life, it was trying to encourage people when.
All righty then. I think think that it's time for us to dissect this nonsense that we just heard here. All right, first let's go back to something that he said early on. Okay, he said that his wife also brought other people into the relationship. However, he said that she didn't bring other men into the relationship, but it was just other people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. If it wasn't other men, what was it, other women?
I think it was other lies. Because but go ahead. Because I kind of want to point out something that he kind of tripped up, and that's pretty much what was. Well, I'll just go and say it now. So he's saying, okay, so his life, he said that he was separated from the wife January 1st.
Right.
January 1st, 2020. The wife filed for divorce August 20th. So Derrick said August 20th, his marriage was trash. So why are we to believe that he just stuck the head in with the side chick? Right. You know, he just stuck the head in with Candace, but he didn't go all the way. So it was a sexual relation without sex. And, you know, all this talk of God, he was saved February 4th, but then he became unsaved. Now he's saved again. Hopefully his audience is not buying this and buying his books.
No, not at all.
And shout out to Tasha K. She currently is live saying Derrick Jaxn tells second mistress that his wife isn't good in bed. So based off of that, I'm willing to believe that the whole time.
But let me interject real quick because he's just said that his wife was not meeting his needs. He said that in this particular, when he, in this segment that he did by himself, he said his wife was not meeting his needs. See, there's a lot of underlying things. So you have to read in between the lines of his lies because he's telling a lot of half truths. And he's leaving out a lot of stuff, and he's outright lying on top of it. Now, number one, how can this woman know everything about your home? This woman went on Tasha K, and she pretty much gave a 360 outline of your crib, dude. If she wasn't there, how could she give a 360 outline of your house?
Exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly.
And you said you wasn't having sex with her? Okay, what did you bring her to the house for then? What was y'all finna clean out the garage? Was y'all finna do some spring cleaning? What was she at the house for? Lies.
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 I guess he brought her to the house so they could read his books. Okay, I guess he brought Candace to the house to read books and their sexual, non-sexual relationship. And when it boils down to it, I wouldn't be surprised if all the side chicks are going to start coming out, and he's going to have another live stream promoting these books. So yeah, he said he
said that there were a couple of women that said that he forced them to have an abortion. A woman, I think she might have been a doctor or a lawyer or something. I don't know what her occupation was, but she had a really good occupation. And this woman came out saying that Derrick Jaxn forced her to have an abortion. And I can believe it because, see, the only reason I believe that Derrick Jaxn married the wife that he's with now is because he did not want a scandal to surface about him making all of these bastard children. And the wife he couldn't force her to have an abortion. She was going to go and tell on that behind. That's what was going to happen. So he had to marry her. But now these other women, he's, strong arming and forcing them to have abortions because, hey, you can only marry one, right? But he keep messing up. He keeps screwing up. And see, this is the chickens coming home to roost. When you guys and your wayward penises, the let me cheat in peace crew.
Yep.
There is no peace in cheating. There will be no peace. Well, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, if anybody in the chat is one of Derrick Jaxn's side chicks, we love to hear from you right now. If any Derrick Jaxn supporters are here and are like, okay, I met up with him and we had a sexual, non-sexual relationship, we would love to hear about you as far as the non-sexual sexual relationship. Also, again, if anybody is one of his side chicks, because right now this is my prediction. Is my prediction, Faith. There's going to be a surviving Derrick Jaxn coming soon, more than likely in these YouTube streets. So if any of you all are, can contribute to the surviving Derrick Jaxn and you're one of the side chicks, we'd love to hear from you.
Oh yeah, come on over to the Faith Factor channel. We would love to sit down with you and have a good interview. And over here, we don't do any of the shenanigans. Okay, you are comfortable. You will be comfortable over here, and you will be well within your rights to say what you have on your mind, and we will not judge. We definitely won't. So come on over. And
we won't sell you any books either.
That's right.
We won't hold up any books saying, "Hey, come sell our books. Come buy our books." We won't do you like that. No. Just kind of go into the comment section. Ms. J says, Derrick married this particular woman because she fit the mold that would bring him more money because it gave hope to his fans, i.e. she was a brown-skinned, heavy-set ADOS woman.
That too.
Sure enough. Yes. So anything else you kind of want to, how do you feel about the panel being opened up? Are you open to that?
Yeah, I'm very open to opening up the panel. I want to hear what the people have to say. So yes, let's bring the people on. But did we have any more audio? Was he done there?
He kind of wrapped it up. I mean, what we played in the beginning and what we played right there when he wrapped it up was pretty much the gist of it. Because basically, he does go on to answer questions from the audience and says that he did not cheat on his wife. He did not have sex with Candace. And, he goes through and just clearly denies stuff. But he should have just said that and just that should have been the whole live stream, because his timeline, his mannerisms, and the fact that, you all are going to be able to see this, but the fact that he was talking to someone in the background, which was to him talking to himself because you don't hear anyone respond, all that was gold. And hopefully he opens up that live stream again for you all to see the clown talk firsthand instead of us having a talking picture.
Exactly. And ladies, let this be a lesson to us, okay? Because just because a man sits up here and tells you everything that you want to hear and he appears to be on your side, you have to look at why. Look at why is this person pandering so hard? I mean, the pandering was through the roof. I knew my radars went up the same way, like I told you with that one other YouTuber. I'm not going to mention it on this channel, but he used to pander hard. Oh, I love all the sisters. I ain't did nothing wrong. These guys are crazy. If you got a little weight on you, ain't nothing wrong with that. You can have stretch marks and all that. I'm a perfect guy. I take all of that. Yeah. You're right. You have to ask yourself why. They're doing it for a reason. They're doing it either for money, views, fame, to put themselves on and over the top. Black women, we have put so many Black men over the top because they have said the exact right words that we needed to hear in order for us to support their Black behind. And it's time for us to stop with this, believing everything that come out of these Negroes' mouth. You have to ask yourself why. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. All right, let's go ahead and welcome our new guests.
Ms. J, welcome to the panel. Are you surviving Derrick Jaxn? You might be the first person to come forward.
You gotta unmute your mic, Ms. J.
I mean, I have said this for I don't know how long, that this guy was completely full of it. And Faith, because we've had this conversation before. Yes. He has always been full of it. The only reason why he's even in the position he's in is because of the way he looks. Black women like the way he looks. And they wanted to have someone who looks like him say the things that he said. When you get down to it, he's always been full of it. Period.
Always, and he has that little Denzel, Tyrese thing going on. Yeah.
And you're basically having like an actor playing a role and it's like a long running script, movie or TV show where you have this guy tell you what you want to hear, but it's always been full of it. And like I said, he only married that girl because she fit the mold of his fans.
Absolutely. And then also, I think it's a combination of both. Plus, she was pregnant. She might have also been one of the ones that he could not, manhandle into having that abortion because he got others pregnant.
I know,
Right.
but I'm saying him getting her pregnant is also fitting the mold. Look at the Black community.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it is because this was the one that he got pregnant that he couldn't force to have the abortion. So what's the next best thing? Marriage.
Mm-hmm.
If he could have forced her to have that abortion just like he did with the other women, he wouldn't have this issue right now today with the whole cheating thing. But he married her not because he loved that woman, but because he was trying to clean up his little mess that he made. And it didn't hurt that she fit the mold too,
Yeah, but I'm saying, but also because if he stayed single for too long, that would have hurt his image also. Because we've moved into an era now where Black women want to see other Black women married. And so if a Black guy comes out and says this kind of stuff and he's married to a light bright or I shouldn't say it, but he's married to a biracial or someone who's super light skinned or someone who looks like a model, they're not going to believe you as much. But if you marry and you have a family with a brown or dark skinned Black woman, ADOS Black woman who doesn't look like a supermodel, you get extra points.
That's true.
You're going to be able to sell more products because all he's doing is selling products. T-shirts, books, all this, super chats, stuff like that, Patreon. He's selling a product. So we had to have this whole image, and also marrying who you marry is part of your image. It's a Hollywood thing. This is what they do. It's part of the package, but it was never a real situation. And every single thing that man has been saying for years has been lies.
Miss J, do you think that his wife was actually there?
What, when he was talking tonight, or just in the marriage in general?
Tonight when he was talking.
I think she's in on it. She's been in on it. She's helping to rehab his image because he makes the money. She needs him to continue because she got kids now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to be in a poorhouse just to make a point. She's been knowing he's been doing this from day one. She's known the story, but she benefits from it. So yeah, she's in on it. She's been in on it. She's not a victim at all.
So do you think that his wife, she's just not going anywhere?
No. She's only going to go somewhere when he decides she's going to go somewhere. She's been in it for this long. Why would you leave now?
Well,
what's changed?
She did file for divorce that first time, though.
She did file for divorce August 20th. So, I mean, if it was enough for her to file for divorce, the side chicks must have got to her. Because she could always divorce him and take half, and through alimony.
But why would you want to take? Why would you want to take half when we can take all of it and keep him from marrying someone else and making her rich?
Well, it's because of the embarrassment. Because he's not really getting.
It could also just be a publicity stunt.
I mean, it could be a publicity stunt. But usually, if Tasha K, says she has somebody, there usually is some type of smoking gun.
I'm not talking about the mistress. I'm talking about it could be a publicity stunt between him and the wife. You have to remember, this is also the era of Kevin Samuels, and Kevin Samuels has been really eating into Derrick Jaxn like nobody's business as far as, the publicity, the viralness, stuff like that. He's not getting as much attention when Kevin Samuels around. But now he's going to be getting more attention. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about.
So do you believe Derrick Jaxn actually slept with Candace?
Yeah, he's been sleeping with a whole bunch of Candaces.
Yeah, I believe he has a lot of them. A lot of them.
And it's been like that for a long time. I'm saying this is not anything new.
But let me go ahead and welcome my sister Love Wisdom onto the stream. What's going on, sis? Did you want to go ahead and give us some of your thoughts on this Derrick Jaxn situation?
Man, oh man, the stable is full, isn't it? To Miss J's point, this this has been going on for quite some time. Like, this is not the first time that he has been alleged to cheat, or at the very least has been not as kind to his female audience as he portrays to be. So I'm not surprised. Simping does not pay. When you tell a woman what she wants to hear all the time instead of what she needs to know, there's a red flag that comes up. Because even men at some point in time, it's like, well, everything about her isn't always right. But with Derrick, it's just the skin, the teeth, the voice, the body, the presentation throws the women off. So he tapped into that niche market of Black women who love him tall, dark, and handsome. If he ain't Black, you put him back. You know what I mean?
And that's not even a niche market. That's the vast majority of Black women.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying, like, the niche market is that they've really created a market for this. Where, I mean, Derrick Jaxns, the Trent Sheltons, the Tony Gaskins, like, is coming in with telling women what they want to hear, while in the back end they're doing the exact opposite. Now he has to do damage control because this is messing up his money.
Right.
But what's interesting is the amount of Black women, to Miss J's point, that's actually taking up for him. Like, basically saying, well, all men cheat. We just got to look at the fact that he's a good man. And it's like, that's not even your man, and you fighting harder for him than his own wife.
Because they want him.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Want to. They're happy. I can guarantee you, the people who are defending him, they're happy he's done this, because now they're like, hey, I can get him. I have a chance. That's what they're doing. They're not upset at all. They're like, oh, okay, he stepped on his marriage. I could be the side chick. They'll happily be the side chick.
Right. The fantasy can become a reality if I
exactly. And if
work
anything,
it right,
this is gonna make him bigger, because now they're like, wait a minute, you not holier than thou? You can get down the dirt. I'll happily go ahead and meet you in the mud. Come on. This is not going to hurt him at all. Black women are going to love him even more because he's saying all the right things. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to be a good husband. Jesus is my savior. I mean, all the nonsense. The same reason why the pastors can run through the church and look at Jamal Bryant. Look at him.
Yeah.
Has that hurt him at all? No. Black women, they don't care.
If anything, it made them more popular, because I really think that Derrick Jaxn is going to come out on top. And this is the con of the exposed culture, right? Because if I expose this person for being fraudulent and being a charlatan, they're going to lose followers. But we know in this YouTube space and social media period, they get 50 times as more followers being exposed. Yeah. So it's like, I agree with you, Miss J. This could be a publicity stunt, because now he's exposed. Look at how many people are coming to his defense.
Yes, and I'm telling
you,
he's the opposite.
And them super chats is going to be going up.
Yeah, but he's the opposite of Kevin Samuels. Because I'm just saying, think this through. If you look at Kevin Samuels, not trying to go there with him or be mean, but he's kind of not all that attractive, and he's also kind of feminine, if we want to bring it there. Derrick Jaxn is the polar opposite of everything Kevin Samuels stands for. He talks nice to Black women. He's dark-skinned. He's masculine. He's muscular. He's still married, and he does not talk about you having to be the high-value man to get some perfect-looking model 25-year-old Black woman.
And he's not asking for dress size.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The woman he married, she's kind of heavyset. She's not a model. He married her. And he does not talk mean to Black women. He's the exact opposite of Kevin Samuels. This is why I think this is a publicity stunt, and that shit was leaked. That Yes, she filed for divorce because this is basically it's cutting into Kevin Samuel's message. He's been going viral for a long time now. Now all of a sudden, he's gonna get that market share back. Black women do not care that he was cheating on his wife at all. This is gonna make him go up. When as far as getting money, I'm not talking about reputation wise. At the end of the day, it's all about money.
Exactly.
He's gonna get more money now than before when people didn't know all this stuff. And I think this is deliberate.
But I think this goes a little deeper to what Faith put this on the record, because I listened to that live with Topaz. Salute to Topaz. Put this on the record. Whoo, Jesus. Game Changer was right. Put that on the record. I listened to that whole live.
A broken clock could be out there. This is on record. Clock. Somebody said you was right. A broken clock
could be right twice a day. The concept that men, because this is going to tie into Derrick Jaxn, that these men want to get married, but they want to have a stable of whores.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people felt some type of way when he said that, because he confirmed an open secret. That the men don't mind putting a ring on the finger as long as they can have a stable of whores that they can deal with at the same time. This is kind of the reason why hood polygamy is being pushed so much, because I can give you the ring, I can give you the ceremony, but once the honeymoon is over, I'm going to go right on back to how I was before, because you knew this was how I was when you met me.
This is why you're going to get a honeymoon. You're going to get a wedding day.
Right. And this is why
and the day after it's going to be going the same way.
Right. And this is why I do believe his wife is in on it, because you have it to the point now where the self-esteem of Black women is so shot that as long as I had the wedding dress, the ring, and the ceremony, he could do what he want to do. Because you got this side chick coming out with her chest poked out, like, yeah, we did it in the bedroom. See, you got women out here. See, people don't want to talk about that side too. That you got women that's proud to be the side chick and will expose when they don't get what they want. So you had no problem being spread eagle with this man in the bed that him and his wife share. You had no problem with that. But somewhere down the line, you didn't get something out the bargain. And it's like, wait a minute, cha-ching. Now I'm going to expose what we did. You see what I'm saying? Now we want to do these little entanglements now all of a sudden, to where, okay, we do it. You make me happy. I make you happy. But if I don't get my end of the bargain or whatever it is, I'm going to tell.
I think that's part of the appeal to the guys.
Yeah.
They actually like doing this because they get to humiliate the wife. It's one thing just to have sex with somebody else behind the wife's back. I don't think that's good enough for them. I think they want to embarrass and humiliate their wife.
Well, did you guys shout out the Grandmaster?
That's part of the kink to them.
But Miss J did in Love Wisdom. Did you guys see Grandmaster Cho's live stream that he did a couple of days ago, I believe, when he had a bunch of guys on his panel, and they were saying the very same thing that Love Wisdom just pointed out. They were up there saying that Black men that have money, that are of high value, well, they have a right to cheat. And that
they can be bums and do the same thing. It ain't about
but they specifically said if he's high value, he has a right to cheat, because his wife is comfortable. She should just be satisfied with him being there and him having the money, et cetera, et cetera. So here's the thing. Do you think that Derrick Jaxn's wife is going to be satisfied with just wearing the crown of being Mrs. Jaxn and whatever?
Well, now she's embarrassed, so we don't know. Now she's embarrassed, so we're going to sit there and see how her self-esteem is. Because they're perfect. They can be perfectly fine as long as you don't put all their business out in the street. Like, you can have some kind of inkling, but as long as you're not really confirmed. But when you have the side chicks going on all these, these large platforms telling all their business on social media, then they might be like, wait a minute, I ain't signed up for this shit. So it just depends on how far Derrick is willing to pay her off.
Right. How far to keep her
how far
quiet.
Exactly. And it might be easier for her because we don't really know like her face that much, or her name is not out there as much. So it might be easier for her to hide just for like a year or so than go back to what it was before. It just depends on how far he's willing to go to keep her.
Right. Because if hiding wives, you know what I mean? That's normal, and it's not because, oh, I don't love my wife. Your social media, we know how crazy people are, and I want to keep my personal life on the back end. That's one thing. But this is a level of embarrassment that even as a woman, like, it does something to the ego of a woman, to where I got your last name, and even with your last name, it's still not enough. Like, you still out there tricking off. Still, but you missed
embarrassing her.
You missed the monogamous. You missed the stretch mark lover. You missed the sister big bones with a plate of neck bones. And now I'm sitting up here finding out you up there tricking off in my bedroom, our bedroom.
Right.
And it's all for the world to see. And it's just like, it's a sad and it's an embarrassing thing. But what's even more embarrassing, is the amount of women coming to his defense. That's
it's
the most embarrassing part.
Because he looks good. Because he looks good. If he was ugly, none of them would be defending him. I'm telling you.
No.
When you look good or you have money, there's no depth that a black woman, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just saying this is how our people are, where we won't defend the fuckery. I mean, look at R. Kelly.
Yeah,
we defended his ass for decades, and he was on videotape with a child, and we still bent over backwards, put ourselves in all kind of pretzel situations to defend him. This is nothing new. He looks good and he got money, and they will defend him. There's nothing he can say or do where they're not going to defend him. That's just how it is.
And that's why it's so embarrassing, because these will be the same women that will run around the corner and say how these men are trash and these men are garbage. But to Miss J's point, if he looked good, because we see this happen a lot on social media. If he's not attractive, our roast game is on 10,000. Like, we'll roast you under the bus.
Yes.
But if you look good, well, he ain't talking about me. He's talking about you hoes. He ain't talking about me. So I'm going to slide in his DM. I'm different.
And also, what do you two think about women also saying that she's not attractive and she's, overweight? They're, not just the men are saying this, but now you also have women saying the exact same thing. I mean, what do you think about people, blaming her because she looks like what she looks like?
Well, remember the whole Antoine Fuqua, Layla Rashawn, and Nicole Murphy situation. There was women saying that Layla should have kept her body up and he wouldn't have cheated on her.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this thing with women. Women are in competition with each other. I don't care how much women say, I'm in no competition. Use a lie. Because the minute a woman comes past you, as soon as a woman is with a man that you think she shouldn't be with because she's not attractive, here you go to nitpicking.
But even if she was attractive, they would still do the same, because it ain't got nothing to do with the woman. They want him.
But no, not that. Well, that's not necessarily true, because look what happened with
what about Gabby? What's her name? Gabby Sidibe, or
Gabby Sidibe.
But they never wanted her man. I'm saying they want Derrick Jaxn for themselves. So no matter what woman they chose, they're going to do whatever they need to do to make sure that Derrick
But
is
no,
not
no,
held
no. Those
responsible.
women did. Those women did go after Gabby Sidibe's
They did go
man.
after Gabby. They did went after Gabby Sidibe's man. They went after Gabby Sidibe as far as her being fat.
I know, but I'm saying the reason why it didn't get to that degree that we're doing now as far as to his wife, because his wife is not to the degree that Gabby is. Let's be real. Gabby is an extreme example. His wife is just average. She ain't ugly. She's just an average woman.
That's not the point, Ms.
But
J.
that's not the point.
The point is these women are going after these women men. These are engaged women. These are married women. Why are women not on code with one another and saying, you know, I'm going to respect this marriage? Why are we not on code?
Because we've never been on code when it comes to men. Period. That's my point. There is no code when it comes to the men.
That's true. That's true. It's not, but I just women.
No, I'm saying it's not about what's wrong with the women. The women in general are gonna find an issue with whatever woman that was chosen because she was chosen. That's what I'm saying. Even if she's like a model, it would be, well, she's a stuck-up bitch. People went after Beyonce for years. Remember when Beyonce was out and she was hot? Black women dogged the hell out of Beyonce.
I remember.
That's
People
true.
forget about that part.
They do.
They forget about that part. Now we all love her, but I'm saying back then, she used to get dragged all the time.
She was stuck up. She was trying to whitewash.
Yeah,
she had
she's
surgery.
high yellow. Who does she think she is?
She is.
Yeah.
I think
that's just what we do.
I think that's just women with their own insecurity issues. And if she feels as though she's not attractive enough to be with that man, regardless of how he looks, she's gonna find something to say about that woman. Well, she's not all that attractive. She shouldn't be with Derrick. So let's just say Derrick got himself a Sweetie. I guess that's how you pronounce her name, or an April Jones, right? Or a Lori Harvey. If he would have gotten her and married her, the first thing these women would have said, see, that's all they want is the high yellow mixed chicks. What happened to the average black woman? Why you don't want the average black woman? So it's like women to a degree will never be satisfied. They're always in competition with other women. I just find this to be embarrassing because these will be the same women that will say that these men are this and that, but then you will defend the fuckery, excuse my language, of these men and the things that they do. Like you'll defend this man cheat. Oh, he a good man. I said, oh my God.
Like, how do you even know that? How do we even know what kind of man he is?
Because he told you.
If he's cheating, number one, that right there is an oxymoron, because if he cheated, he can't be a good man.
Right.
Oh, well, you're out here supporting abortion and
child. He said
your own child. Yeah, I mean, just come on now. That's not a good man. Sorry. That's just not.
They said he a good man, and we should look beyond that. And I said that is exactly why these men will do what they do and say what they say, because you have a whole swath of women enabling that behavior. Because Faith, as we talked, they're trying to be. Can I use a word of profanity?
Yes, go ahead, sis.
As we talked about it before, these women are fighting to be the bottom bitch.
Yes.
For these men. That's what it is. Now, a young man asks, why would a high-value woman settle with an average black woman?
Yes, that's Rex Banner.
Look, God, I hate this whole high-value term. It's so juvenile. But then that would be like, why would a high-value black woman settle with an average black man? Why would she do that? Why? I mean, you can deal with whoever you want to deal with. But when you are
better yet, Love Wisdom, why would a 10 settle with a 4?
Okay. Why?
I mean, but I just think in our community we have to just accept the fact that this is what our relationships look like. There is no, this is just what it looks like. Unfortunately, like I said before, we deal with polygamy. It's just, I'm just saying, that's what we deal with. We share genitalia. We stab each other in the back. We don't respect relationships. And when things go wrong, we turn around and talk about how we've turned to God and God has all the answers and you should do the same thing. And
But
we
you
all
know
know
what,
it's going to
Miss
last
J,
for 5 minutes. And they're going to go back to doing the same thing they did before.
I get that you want to say that, this is what it is. But why don't we kind of change the narrative and say, hey, we know this is what it is, but there needs to be voices out there that says, but this is how it should be. We should not be accepting this type of behavior. We should be telling the young women and the women of our generation that are doing this that is wrong, and that we need to raise our standards beyond what they are currently. That's what we need to be doing. It's not good enough to say that this is what's happening.
But I'm saying because we don't want to do the next step, which is change our behavior. Because trust and believe, the kind of relationships we have, they're not just one way. Black women cheat just like we do too. You know what I'm saying? We have relationships with people that we don't want to have relationships with. We have relationships with them for superficial reasons. We stay with them for dumb reasons. We tolerate dumb behavior because we also have dumb behavior and we want our behavior to be tolerated too. It's a two-way street. We want to sit there and act like Derrick Jaxn is just one person. No, his wife, she tolerates this kind of stuff and she doesn't want to change her behavior.
Well, obviously she doesn't if she filed divorce. Now, she thought about filing divorce once. Best be believing, like you said, if there's an influx and it depends on what her self-esteem is like and how embarrassed she is of the situation that she's in. She just may continue and go forth with the divorce. They just really reconciled.
Okay, but I'm saying, do you understand how easy it is to file paperwork? It ain't hard.
Yeah, but see, her filing the paperwork was going to send up smoke signals to everybody and raise eyebrows. So her filing, she should have known that someone was going to, figure out that she filed and it was going to backfire on them if everything was all hunky dory. So what happened was the wife, she basically either ignored the signs, knew he was cheating, looked the other way, or just got fed up and got tired. Sometimes you have to get enough of something before you want to leave. So her filing for divorce, even though we could say that's not officially being divorced, it still is baby steps that would hurt their brand.
I mean, but Snoop Dogg's wife has also done this. That nigga stayed cheating on her since day one, and she's still with him. I'm saying just because you file for divorce, you may not be thinking what we thinking she's thinking.
Well,
maybe he got too close. I'm saying maybe he got too close to one particular side chick.
Candace.
And she was like, wait a minute. But he's had 15 other side chicks that he went too close with. She didn't care about that. Maybe he just got too close to this particular one. There's all sorts of reasons why she may have filed one time, but it doesn't mean that she's not okay with their fucked up relationship.
Yeah, but her filing for divorce means something. You can't just say, well, she filed for divorce, but she's still complicit. I mean, she filed for divorce.
She is complicit. How many other side chicks said she looked the other way?
Well, how many other side chicks have there been?
I bet you this Candace chick ain't the only one. We can guarantee that.
But how many of them are there?
We don't know yet. But I'm saying the point
we don't know. So we know about Candace. But we can't say there's other side chicks.
And he said himself that there were plenty of other women, so he didn't give a number. But
let's be real. This is not a one-time situation.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
We know how these situations do go. Let's be real.
Well, okay, so we can speculate all we want. This is the first time Candace or a Candace has gone public, and the first time the wife has filed for divorce. So I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to excuse anything, but it's just that we can't just simply say the wife was complicit in looking the other way unless she comes forward and says so, or Derrick does.
Right.
Okay, but we also couldn't say that he
about the wife.
But I'm saying, but we also couldn't say until a week ago that he stepped out on his marriage, and now we all know that he did.
So
This
that
is
was two
not.
side chicks.
Hold on. This just in. Tasha K is on live with another side chick of his right now. So it's funny that we're just talking about the side chicks.
Right.
And here's another one.
No, I'm just saying we've seen this story. I don't know how many times. There's like the Jason movies, the Friday the 13th movies. We know how this story goes. We've seen it. I don't know how many times. So yeah, there's going to be multiple side chicks coming out. He's been doing this for a long time.
Well, all I'm saying is we can't blame the wife. We can't just say, well, the wife, she's accepting this behavior because we don't know it. Because when it boils down to it, Derrick Jaxn's a cheater, not the wife. Now, the wife may have stepped. Right, Derrick Jaxn, the cheater. I mean, the wife may have stepped out, but
I'm not. No. I'm not saying. No. What I'm saying is her accepting. I'm not saying that she stepped out on the marriage. I'm not saying that part. I'm saying their relationship is messed up from the get-go because she knew that this is how he is. And she accepted it because, first of all, she married him. I bet she's been doing this before they got married. And while he was doing it the entire time they were married.
Yeah, I believe he was.
So this is, we already know we know how this story goes. So this is not new. You can look at it and be like, I knew the moment he sat there and
just
said,
look
hey,
at the fact that I go back to the fact that she filed for divorce. She did that for a reason, and the reason is
probably because he was getting a little, and he was getting a little too close to that particular side chick, and she was like, wait a minute, I don't, probably because he was bringing her to their marital bed, literally, and she was like, wait a minute, that's a step too far. But he's been doing this way the entire time they've been together. People like that don't stop cheating. He's not going to give up free vagina. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think the divorce, if it's true that she filed for divorce because he said it, I would like to hear it come out of her mouth if that ever comes out. But I do think people have a breaking point. Maybe she has caught him cheating, and he was on his Jodeci baby, I'm begging. He on his Keith Sweat. Make it last forever on bended knee. And she probably was like, you know what? Okay. And then she was just like, okay, I can't take this anymore. I just can't do this. So I think everybody has a breaking point to what they will and will not accept anymore. Now, whether she will file for divorce and continue it, we probably won't know until later on down the road. But the fact that another side chick is now coming out with information is like, it's one of those things. Well, what can possibly go wrong? You know what I mean? In this particular,
but he came forward and said he found Jesus, and so that's all.
I mean,
that's all we need.
That's
all Black women need to hear. You can just do whatever you want and find Jesus, and we'll be like, well, the blood of Jesus covers everything, and we're gonna turn around and. Yeah, I mean, we know. Well, the story.
Inmates find Jesus and still go back out there and commit crimes. I mean, it's.
Oh, we know that. We know that's what happens. But I'm saying that's what they need to hear. Look at Jamal Bryant. He's literally preaching from the pulpit and doing all sorts of shenanigans. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just
Look, preaching the word and laying hands.
They let them cheat in peace. Y'all sitting up here talking about women shouldn't let the men cheat. Y'all supposed to let them cheat in peace, be quiet, go take your Birkin bag and sit down in the corner.
That's what I'm saying. At this point in time, at least she's getting a paycheck. There are a lot of people out here ain't even getting that.
I was only joking.
No, I'm just saying, at least she's getting a paycheck. There are people out there who are paying their man's bills, and he out there cheating. Okay, he's driving their car while they're at work slaving. He's driving the woman's car to pick up another chick. Now that is a level of disrespect. I'm taking out my pistol for that one. Okay,
you finna go down the slippery slope of well, at least we already down.
I'm just saying we passed
Pookie and broke.
We passed the slippery slope. We're past the slippery slope. Okay, we're past the slippery slope.
No, but we got to do better. We have to do better as women in the way that we think. Because what we do is we foster the environment, let them cheat in peace, when we accept the men cheating. We foster this environment that allows them to go and do this very thing because they'll sit up here and say, I can do what I want. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. So it's time for her to do better and to give better messages.
We should.
Yes,
we should, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we all know what the story is. And we all know why at the end. I highly doubt she's going to go through with this divorce. I highly doubt she will go through with it.
I don't know, because see, look at PewDiePie. Wasn't that PewDiePie that
Sweetie.
left her guy? Was it
Sweetie? Yeah, Sweetie.
I'm sorry, Sweetie.
Yes, but
yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. You know, I don't.
PewDiePie left too.
But I'm saying,
right.
But I'm saying the guy from Migos, he's no longer popping like he was. She also has her own money, and she can get a hot guy that's famous too. So this is not a level playing field, is what I'm saying. The chances of Derrick Jaxn's wife going out and finding another Derrick Jaxn is slim to none. We all know that. So she can go out and get another rapper because, again, she's a type that rappers will fall over for 5 minutes before they find another chick that looks just like her and replace her.
Right, but here's the thing, you know, with PewDiePie's example, you know, I hate to say it, you know, Miss J, but she has more self-esteem and she has displayed, you know, more positive thinking than all other women, including her rival Cardi B. And let me tell you why. Well, let me tell you why. Because she has her own business. You know, she does her own work. She does not have to. She does not have to sit back and rely on his bag, because she made sure she had her own, so she doesn't have to take any poor treatment. And I think that a lot of women need to instead of hoisting up women like Beyonce that took the poor treatment, or Cardi B that took the poor treatment, or any other famous woman that took poor treatment for whatever bag they think that they're getting. Look at the women that didn't, and look at how they're talking about their lives are. Look at how they saying their mental well-being is so much better because they walked away. So, you know, we have to definitely, right, we have to definitely hoist up those women that have done the positive, and they left men like this that sit up here and think that they can abuse a person emotionally and get away with it. Sierra, she leveled up, not just with just a bag, but she leveled up herself first, and then she got with Russell Wilson. Let's not forget that. So, you know, we need to hoist up better examples for the ladies, and not give out the message of, well, at least he got money, you know, deal with the cheating because of the money. No, not at the expense of your self-esteem. No, never. Never will I ever let that fly as a message on this channel. No,
I'm agreeing with what you're saying of what should happen. That should happen. I'm just a realist of what actually does happen.
Right, we all know.
I agree.
You know,
I agree that Sierra will.
On. We know what's going on.
I agree that Sierra be minus her having the baby with Future, because that was a L that's can never be taken away. Right. Is a message that should be promoted. I completely agree with that. I'm just saying I know how our demographic works, and we don't work like that. There's a reason why Sierra is very rare. We can name her and, well, her. So
okay, well, let me.
That's generally not what we do.
Let me read this comment real quick, and I want you guys to kind of address this with me, because we have Rex Banner down here twerking in the chat, and he says the next man PewDiePie gonna get is gonna cheat on her too. She wants high value men. Then there are consequences to your choices. So what do you ladies think about that? I'm going to start off with Love Wisdom.
So basically, because she wants a high value man, she's going to get cheated on because he has money, and she just needs to deal with it. I mean, a lot of these men that say they're high value men, they're not high men. They're just cheap bastards. And at the end of the day, a woman can get whatever man that she wants to have, you know, and she deals with whatever comes with that. But as a woman, she should also have standards. So wanting a man that is that's financially good and provides and whatnot, she can't have any standards. So if he cheats on her, she has to take that too. Like, there was a comment, I think earlier this morning, Faith, in your live where, oh, Derrick Jaxn, you know, she's not in a 50-50 relationship. He has the right to be with beautiful women. It's like, come on,
Right.
y'all. Like, for real. For real.
Right.
But
The
then,
entitlement. The entitlement.
but to Miss J's point, though, because I'm a realist on it too. The reason why they're entitled like this, because women do allow them to do these things. They allow, well, you know, as long as he coming home to me, it don't matter who he with. You know what I mean? So it's like, we got to stop the enabling. We got to stop the enabling so comments like that don't have to keep coming up. Got to stop enabling them to do it.
It's not just the enabling of the wife. It's the fact that so many other women know full well the man's married and they still actively and aggressively pursue him.
Yes.
That's another thing that doesn't get talked about. I mean, it's talked about, but it's not really focused on, and people want to sit there and act like, well, he's the one that took the vows. Bitch, you knew he had the vows. You had no business going after him.
Right.
That's another part that we don't want to talk about.
You know, side chick. You have women who basically,
and not just that, you're a side chick who's humiliating the wife, but then you got to go and tell the whole world and act like you're the victim. No, in the Bible terms, you should be stoned to death for what you did. You're not a victim.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you want to go in there and cry about, oh my God, he ghosted me. Bitch, if you don't get the ever-loving hell out of here with that nonsense.
But you literally have women out here basically saying they're proud to be the side chick. Yeah. Like they're proud, got t-shirts and all. We're proud to be the side chicks. We're up here winning. Yeah, I knew he was married, but if she was doing what he was supposed to do, he wouldn't be coming to me.
Right.
And then when he dumps you and treats you like the whore that you've always been, you want to sit there and act like you're a victim.
Oh, you want to call Tasha K and do an exclusive interview.
And cry about it. You're not a victim. You should be shamed.
Like you slept with this man on the bed that he shares with his wife. So it's like
skanky.
It's no excuse for that. None. Mm-hmm. None whatsoever for you to do that. I don't see.
Back in the day, you would never go out in public and say that. You would never go out in public and say that. You wouldn't be able to show your face. You wouldn't be able to show your face if you said that in public.
That's so true, Chaz. Black women do have a poverty mindset when it comes to men. It's really like the plantation battle royale when it comes to these men. And it's like the men, I kind of look at it like wrestling. Like the men are the championship belt. Right. And you got to go through all of these different pay-per-views to get to that belt. So you at the Royal Rumble, you throwing 29 women off the top rope.
Yeah, and you only hold the belt for 5 minutes. You don't even get to keep the belt.
You go to WrestleMania, everybody rooting for you. Yeah. I'm about to win the championship belt. And you about to go for the 1, 2, 3, and next thing you know, you get hit in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And then you lose the title belt. It become a triple threat match because everybody forgot that he was messing with this chick for a whole while. She done got the money in the bank and she could cash that bank whenever she feel like it for that championship belt. So you went from being the top contender to starting from the bottom all over again. And it just keep going up and down, up and down. Meanwhile, the championship belt just keep passing hands. It just keep passing. Who you think invented cuffing season?
Exactly.
But that's why we have the community that we have, because again, Black women, we tolerate, we promote, we actively pursue this lifestyle, and then when it bites us in the behind, we want to cry about it.
But what do you think
life does not work this way?
What do you think that we could do about it? What do you think that we as Black women collectively could do better?
It's not, to be honest with you, I'm not sure as a collective we're going to do anything other than perpetuate what we have. What we can do as individuals is see the foolishness for what it is and not participate. That's what we can do as individuals. If you see a guy who's married, stay away from him. If you see a guy in a relationship, stay away from him. Stop thinking that our magic wop is going to be the one to change him into some kind of loyal person, because that does not work.
I agree.
We compete with men the wrong way. And you can't compete for someone who does not want to be competed for. If he doesn't want to be won, you're not competing. You're just wasting your damn time.
Yeah,
and that's what too many people do. At the end of the day, if you get a ring and that's literally all you get, and a piece of paper that ain't worth the paper is written on, what have you really got? Nothing.
Exactly.
So what are you doing all this for?
You got pictures on Facebook though. You got pictures on Facebook.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I agree that I think the collective, I think we got to kind of drop the collective mindset, because we already see at this point, even by the reactions by Black women to this situation, that a lot of Black women are going to get left behind. Like, I really hate to say that, but a lot of Black women are going to get left.
Not going to already have been. It's like the what do you call it? The rapture, where everybody is sending up to heaven and we just down here thinking, well, what happened?
Yeah,
we already got left behind. It ain't a question of going to be. Many of us we just like the Walking Dead, or like the Bruce Willis character in The Sixth Sense, where we died at the beginning of the movie, but we the last ones to know. And it's because we tolerated too much. The whole world knows the jig is up. Everybody can see the reality for what it is. The jig has been up. That's why the Derrick Jaxn of the world know that they can do this, because there is no consequence.
Exactly.
Right. Like,
if you let bank robbers rob banks and you don't tell them, hey, we're going to put you in jail, if not the ground, nobody's money is going to be safe.
I'm not going to say, but see, the reason why I say most will be left behind is because there's an impasse that's happening right now, as the old people would say, a shift in the atmosphere, where you do have Black women that are like opening their eyes, like, wait. Something not clean, the buttermilk. If I keep this cycle going on, I'm just as good as dead out here if I continue this cycle. But if I pivot this the way it needs to go, I have a chance. That's why I said most are going to be left behind, because the reaction alone and the fact that too many sisters have this, I call it the deep conditioning treatment, compared to the men who got a leave-in conditioner mentality. The women have been so conditioned to enable and deal and make excuses for this type of behavior, that even if you bop them upside the head with a mallet, they still wouldn't be like, no. You gotta love them women from afar. Okay, you stay right there. The rest of us who
be helped.
Right, the rest of us who see what's going on, we have to move accordingly. You know what I mean? You have to move accordingly and get with other like-minded women who think the same way, because this behavior is going to continue to go on. Like, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, it's going to go downhill from here. And you're going to see, like, even right now, I call them the pedestal rejects. Even the pedestal rejects now is having their own little surviving thing coming out now. Your April Jones just had a big old meltdown. And it's like, oh, you too, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
But let me go ahead and move it on. I want to go ahead and punt it back to my co-host. CK, did you have anything that you want to add before we move over to Super Mike?
Yeah, just there are people who say that she will never get another Derrick Jaxn. Well, she doesn't need one, nor should she want one. But when it boils down to it, the conversation should be that she just needs herself. She could divorce him and take half and do book deals. She could create her own content. She could do, TV shows, be a content creator. We shouldn't even say that she'll never have another Derrick Jaxn, because what ends up happening is it turns into a situation where it almost justifies someone staying, getting cheated on, because they're getting a whole bunch of like material things. Kind of like with Sweetie and Quavo. Quavo spent $2 million plus on Sweetie, and Sweetie was like, you know what?
That was a damn lie. He didn't.
Well, that's what the story's saying. Okay, so
I'm just saying, in Hollywood,
what's the dollar amount that he spent? What dollar amount did he spend?
It was nowhere near that.
Well, okay.
You have to understand Hollywood
now,
relationships.
Hold on, Ms. J. We don't know how much he spent, so you can't say he didn't
No.
spend $2 million if we don't know the exact dollar amount. So I'm going off TMZ.com.
No, I'm just saying in Hollywood. No, I'm just saying in Hollywood, the way they portray stuff, they get a lot of free free product to basically push it. They get paid to push that kind of stuff. So
Ms. J, you do realize you interjected to say something that has nothing to do with the fact that when it boils down to it, Sweetie should leave Quavo if she's being done wrong. The dollar amount's irrelevant. A woman should leave a relationship and not stay because of material things, which was going back to the fact where people say that she'll never get over Derrick Jaxn, but when it boils down to it, all she needs to do is put herself first and be focused on that. The second thing is, I kind of want to throw out to you all, what do you all as women say to women who say that Derrick should not be canceled?
To the women who believe that Derrick shouldn't be canceled, then you deal with him and men like him. You deal with him and men like him because you are the reason why they continue to do what they do, because you're always there with your dustpan and broom cleaning up the BS at the behest of another woman. And don't think that these women that's caping for him, that they're either experiencing this now or they're going to experience the same thing. Because it's a boomerang effect. The dude that you caping for right now, that's going to actually happen to you. And for some women, it's actually happening to them now. But they're so blinded that they will make excuses for him and the situation that they're going through. So have at it. If you like it, I love it.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and punt it over to Super Mike. Super Mike, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. All right. So what do you say about all this?
Well, it was just interesting. I was listening to it. I heard like 2 days ago, I heard a panel of men make some of these same statements about women and about the men that's going to get left behind. And really, it just, to me, boils down to dysfunction. And, a lot of times we think we're so right. That's a lot of the problem. We all think we're so right or so correct about our conclusions and stuff. And, the only thing I'll say is this. Humans are humans. I mean, you're going to have to deal with bad behavior, or you're going to have to, I'm just saying you just kind of be by yourself, because there's some level of bad behavior we're all going to have to deal with. Because if we want people to deal with some of our bad behavior, we're going to have to deal with somebody else's bad behavior. It's up to each individual to see what range that is. Now, if this guy, Derrick Jaxn, he's a hypocrite, which, I guess if we was to pour over everybody's in life, then everybody can be found to be a hypocrite on something. But, he's talking and telling, just like Steve Harvey was telling people how to keep relationships, and he's, messing up, just making money. So if his wife has the patience and skills to deal with this dude through his behavior issues, I mean, we can call it stupid, but really and truly, that's her family member. To me, I don't look at people as, a woman, a man. If you are married, to me, that's family. But I mean, people have a different perception of how they want to deal with stuff. Like me, I told my wife when we got married 16 years ago, I can't control you. You can do whatever you want to do. But this is what I can deal with. And it's up to her to, like, I can't be searching behind nobody. And that's the same thing with anybody. Just be truthful with each other. But, that's how I think about it. The point is, as men and women, I think as far as a fix to the future, currently you can't fix what already happened. These type of things happen because the family structure is not there, and because young women and young men make young, stupid decisions. and then they end up getting a little heartbroken and hurt because a lot of times they don't listen to their parents, or sometimes people who warn folks when they're young about this behavior or that behavior. And because we don't have control of our kids, we don't shepherd them into a situation where they could choose a quality person or have a best chance of choosing a quality person, because there's never 100% chance at doing anything. There's always a percentage of, failure. But my point is, if we try to work harder at keeping our family structures a little bit more together, then I think we'll have a little bit more control of who the kids kind of get introduced to, or more training to them to what to look out for, what not to look out for. That's your only fix. Because other than that, I mean, people out there are who they are. If you have a string of what I call failed relationships, meaning if you got with people thinking that they were the best thing in the world, and then they disappointed you, and that happened to you again and again, that means your perception is off. Something's, how are you looking at things? What do you expect? Maybe that little spiritual work needs to be done before you try that again. I mean, I don't know, because the bottom line is, if you're continuously getting disappointed in your expectations, but you see out here in the world, there's some people literally are having, good marriages. So, that means it's possible. So it's just, it's just a lot of self-development, community development. And I mean, we got to get out of this little perfection mindset. People have issues. So
okay, now when you say perfection mindset and that we need to get out of it, what do you think about men who believe that they have a right to cheat on their wives, especially if they're paying all the bills and providing everything?
I think that's fine. But the thing is this, if as a woman, it's so easy to see that right before you even get with that guy, because that conversation is going to bring all that kind of stuff out. That you have to know how to talk to people, and restricting yourself from them. Those little tests, you're supposed to know some tests, how to test people. And those little red flags will pop right up. And then if people want to live their life like that, he's got to find somebody who agrees with his mindset, and they can have fun together. You know what I'm saying? I don't have.
And I'm gonna stop you right there, because I want CK to also respond, and then we're gonna move over to Bro Speak.
So yeah, I don't know where he was going with that, but basically I was just asking as far as do I think that Derrick Jaxn should be canceled? So the way I look at it, people should take this, that the stuff that he was saying was hogwash, and people who still want to follow him, buy his books, go to his different conferences and stuff, that shows that you're basically following him the same way that specifically Black people have followed preachers when it comes to religion. See, Derrick Jaxn, when he gets on his pulpit or on his live stream or does his video in his vehicle, he's just like a preacher, and he's preaching stuff, and people are just amen and amen, amen, and they're just falling in love with it. Whereas not understanding that the stuff that he's saying is toxic in nature, and it's basically a lie. If you've been listening to Derrick Jaxn for years, and your marriage isn't better for it, or you haven't got married, or you haven't met someone, or the advice hasn't improved your life, well, it's more than likely the advice didn't improve your life because it's telling you what you want to hear, just like a preacher. So yeah, I in my opinion, I think it should be canceled. When I listen to his content, it's not really beneficial. It's just basically wasting your time. And people who still want to listen and follow, I think they should take it for entertainment purposes only, and take it with a grain of salt, and not take him seriously like they have in the past. And this whole situation with the side chicks and him coming live, and let's just say instead of having accountability, he's trying to sell his books. This is more evidence that what you're dealing with is a charlatan, just like some preachers that are in the church.
Before we go over to Bro Speak and the new brother on the channel, Lex Luthor, Did anybody want to respond to anything that they've heard so far? Okay, with that, we're going to move over to Bro Speak.
Hello, how everybody doing?
We're doing good. Welcome to the show. And what did you want to add to the conversation?
Yeah, so the question is, should he be canceled? Absolutely. He's been shown to be a hypocrite. He don't follow his own shit. So, yes, he should be canceled, but guess what? He won't be. Why? Because women gonna follow who they desire. That's just the bottom line. People in general follow who they desire, and so if they desire him, they're gonna follow him, regardless. He could do everything under the sun, pretty much, except for murder, and even then, in certain situations, he could do that. They'll still follow him, no matter what. They'll still listen. They'll still follow, because it's just that's why I've always said I don't believe in any black leadership. I didn't make it gender specific. The reason why, because everybody gonna follow who they desire. There's people who say, well, we don't deal with biracials, but they still follow a biracial person. So that's why I say it's all about who they desire. It's not about principles and anything like that. They follow their principles for the people that they don't desire. But when somebody they actually desire, those principles go out the window. So it's not really surprising. I mean, we've seen people on YouTube the same have been like a Derrick Jaxn, pandering to black women, and then their true colors come out. I dealt with one a couple of days ago, and it was so bad that he was with another woman, just yelling and screaming at another woman, and he just egging it on. It was to the point where the host of the panel had to kick him off. So this guy is, a lot of women support him because he's speaking their message. He's going against certain black males who denigrate black women, who hate black women. But I always say, when you have somebody who go that hard in the paint for black women, where they putting them on a pedestal and they can do anything under the sun, and he say it's okay, those are the ones you got to watch the most, because these are going to be the ones that's going to turn on you, who's going to be the ones who's doing the exact same thing that these other guys they claim to hate do, but they're going to let it slide because he's attractive.
All right. And I just want to say there's 66 in the chat. Please hit the like button. If you are not subscribed to the Faith Factor channel, please subscribe now. And also to CK, Commendable K's channel. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And I want to also welcome onto the stage Brother Lex Luthor. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, you guys? This story is so big, it's made its way over into the UK. Everyone's talking about it, this Derrick Jaxn thing. So I just wanted to say that basically the argument that people are saying is that high value men get the opportunity to do what they want because of supply and demand. And I saw somebody in the comments mention that, and that basically there's low supply for high value men, and there's plenty of attractive women, and attractive women generally want what they can't have. And they see that he's married. Apparently, he's good looking. He's got the 3 6s, a 6-pack. He's got 6 figures, and that's what they want basically. And that a high value man, shows his commitment through giving his resources to his woman, looking after his woman, and whatnot like that. And that the woman, she shows her commitment by being faithful, because the average woman has got so many options these days with online dating. Instagram's become like a second dating platform and whatnot like that. The average woman is getting hit up left, right, and center. So she shows her commitment by being faithful. This is the argument that I'm hearing, and that high value men show their faithfulness by giving their resources to their woman, by giving her the time, the attention, and that the side chick's just the side chick. And so for me, it's not going to change. Yes, our community would be better if people are more family orientated and whatnot like that. But at the end of the day, women want the top 10% of men. You know, the average man is not even 6 foot, it's 5'9". but women are demanding. The average woman is demanding. He's got to be educated. He's got to be good looking. He's got to be 6'5". He's got to be this. So if you want him, the whole world wants him. And men in general, you know, are only as faithful as their options. That's just the reality of the situation. If you want somebody that is quote unquote high value, you're gonna have to deal with the consequences. And what happens in society is that you know, men want to spread their seed. That's just the reality. So what's the panel's take on that debate?
All right. Anybody want to respond?
I do, but
It's the same. It's the same, just like with beautiful women. Beautiful women are in high demand, so they can demand someone with resources. They don't care if you have a great personality, if you have a great character, and all the rest of stuff. If you can't provide them with the lifestyle they want, more than likely they're not going to deal with you. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but
That's
Miss
life.
J,
Nothing's going
first
to
off,
change that.
shout out to you. I think I recognize you from another channel, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, but men aren't the ones who are complaining about attractive women having options. That's
Yeah,
just
it is.
we understand that's how life is. An attractive woman's got options. Even the average woman
I would
has
have to
somebody.
give you
But they
pushback on
do
that.
complain about
They
that.
do
They do
complain.
complain about that all the time.
Yes.
No, but we complain. Men complain, but we deal with it. That's just
Yeah,
how it is.
and
We got
women
to
are
deal with it,
complaining
and
and
so
they're dealing with it.
we gotta work to become high value. Women in general, if you're attractive, you're born that way. You didn't have to work for it. In fact, many men are saying that we don't care about the education, we don't care how much money you're making. You could be working at McDonald's, but as long as you're attractive enough, all of a sudden you're perceived as high value. But women's value declines over
Luther, you
time.
may want to walk all that back because this panel is not going to let you get away with that. You may want to walk
Okay,
all that back. I'm
then
telling you, walk it back. I'm giving you a chance.
no.
Giving you a lifeline.
I said what I said. If people aren't happy with it, then yeah, come with it. But at the end of the day,
women have to go to the gym, work out, diet to look good like men do. So women aren't just born, fit and looking nice. They have to work on it just like men do. And men, when it comes to high value is determined by other people who want that person. So yes, Derrick Jaxn, he may be high value, but he's low quality. Shout out to the Faith Factor for pointing that out. He's low quality, and he may even be low payout. We don't know how his finances are. He may make $1 million a year and spend $1 million on expenses and liabilities, and the dude might be flat broke. So when it boils down to it, men and women are only being faithful based off their options. The reason why that's a lie is because not all men, not all women cheat. We just pedestalize the dysfunction. If Derrick Jaxn if he wasn't looking good and he was still saying the same message, he more than likely wouldn't get the views. So he gets the views, he gets the attention because of how he looks. Now we're talking about him now because he cheated on his wife, not because of his 2 books. So we give attention to dysfunction, and because of that, we're only going to focus on the people who do cheat, not the people who are of high value who don't cheat. So
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, all right. I hear what you're saying. You done? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, I mean, there's some other stuff you said, but I'm just going to give you a chance to kind of walk it back because there's a lot of things that you're saying that it's just like at first you said that men don't complain about women having other options and cheating and different things like that. There's an entire MGTOW movement that complained and went on and on and on about it. Plus, there's a white manosphere, a black manosphere. Everything you're saying so far is stuff that has been refuted over and over again. That's why I was trying to give you a chance to walk it all back before the ladies tear you up.
Well, I'm not going to walk it back. So you guys are going to be waiting a little while. Look, at the end of the day, I believe that, yeah, Derrick Jaxn apparently is good looking to women and whatnot like that. But a high value guy doesn't need to be good looking. It's all about how much money you're making, your perceived status. That's what women in general like. They want height, they want status, they want money, they want resources, and they want your time. That's what makes a guy high value. And in general, what makes a woman high value is how she looks, and that declines over time.
Okay, see, this is where I got to cut you off because see, on the one hand, you guys are sitting up here complaining that black women go for the Pookies and the Ray Rays, the guys with the 6 feet, 6 inch penis, 6-pack, etc. You, on the one hand, this is what you're saying, that that's the very thing that we go for is the looks, and you're complaining about all the tens flocking towards these guys, and they're not giving the so-called educated lame that has gone to school and made himself into a high value man a chance, because all she sees is Pookie or baby boys 6-pack, and she's getting, pinged down, real good. So you guys were sitting up here complaining about that not too long ago, and you still complain about that. But now all of a sudden you want to say that high value men don't need to look good. Yes, you do. I mean, just because you have money doesn't mean that you can be ugly. You're just an ugly man with the money. That's it. And what ends up happening is you guys get a 10 because all she wants is your money. But then you sit up here and start crying when you find out that she's over here messing around with the Pookie, that you complain about all the women want to be with, because she didn't want to be with you because she loved you. She was just with you for the money. So yeah, miss me with the whole, you don't have to keep yourself up. There's so many high value men running around here, fat, unattractive, don't go to the gym, think that they just gonna spin their way into a woman's heart. No, all you did was just put a down payment on her. Okay, but she ain't gonna be loyal. She's not going to be loyal. And then you guys sit up here and get butthurt and want to start crying and make all these little groups, NG Tal, SYSBM. And I forget, it's another group out here that you guys, the Stingy Black Man Club. You guys get mad because these women, they don't want you like that. Well, let's face the facts, okay? There's checks and balances here, okay? The same way that, you guys are visual and you like, what looks good to you, it's the same thing with us, okay? We like the Denzel Washingtons, the Tyreses, the Michael B. Jordans. We like the guys that look good. We would like for you all to get y'all fat behinds into the gym. That the new survey came out, and just about half of y'all is fat and obese too. Just about half of y'all. So yeah, all this rhetoric that you sitting out here spewing out, you ain't got to look good. Yes, you do. Because if you don't want your woman cheating on you, you're going to have to do something more than just have money.
I just want to say one thing. So hold on for you to respond. So BAM, BAM is in the chat calling me a simp. Come on the panel. Stop being a coward and enlighten us on why I am a simp. Or anybody on the panel can speak for him if you want to. Don't be a loser. Don't be a coward staying in the chat, twerking. Don't be a loser. Don't do that to yourself. Right now, you're embarrassing yourself and you're embarrassing everybody else. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Faith. Just in response, I don't want to get it twisted. I'm not here to complain. I'm just presenting the reality of the situation, and I'm saying that in general, the majority of the time, I'm not talking. Obviously, there is some women out there who looks is at the top of the list for them, and that's what they're going to go for. But I'm saying in general, what makes a person high value is certain qualities, and status and money comes into play. And in general, for a man, because we're visual, if you look good, okay, that makes you high value, and you're young enough, that makes you high value. But women's value goes down over time. But that's the reason why somebody like a guy like Donald Trump can have his pick of the litter. He can pick what he wants, okay? Because he's perceived as high value and he has all the resources in the world. Okay, that's just how the situation is.
Yeah, and Melania looks very happy to be with him.
Yeah, but there's a lot of women. She doesn't have to stay with him. She could leave him, but she's not. And that's what a lot of women do. And
also get men. Women with money also get attractive men all the time. It's not even a new concept.
I'm just saying
the idea that a woman only has to have looks is not even true.
Exactly. No, what I'm saying 1950 what talking points. This is nothing, that talks to what's going on today. You guys are trying to operate with 1950s talking points in the year 2020, where there's an even playing field now.
Faith, I'm presenting the reality of the situation.
Let me get a question.
If Derrick Jaxn's wife wants to leave him, she can. But in general, a lot of women stick around with guys like Derrick Jaxn, and a lot of women try to get at guys like Derrick Jaxn because he's perceived as having a high status, a high value. Why would everybody knows that the guy's married? Why would you get at a guy like that? It's because in general, women want what they can't have. And Derrick Jaxn is
That's
seen.
people.
Sorry?
I'm saying that's people. That's human nature. That's not a woman thing. That's a human nature thing. People value what's in low supply. That's not
Exactly.
a woman
He's in low supply, so he's perceived as. Well, you know what? We're probably just going to go around in circles. I'm just trying to present the reality of the situation, and a
Let me
woman
ask you a
like
question.
Who is
Let me
that?
ask
Lex?
the Super Mike.
Oh, Super Mike, go ahead.
All right, I want to ask a question because all of these terms kind of spin in my head: high value and simps and what's you call it, MGTOWs and angry black men. All these weird terms. I mean, what are we expecting to be happy from the opposite sex? I think people have to start there, because what do you personally expect? Because you can't find what you don't know. If you're looking for something but you don't know what you're looking for, you can't find it. So I mean, that should be a standard. There should be a basic standard on what is to be expected. You know what I mean?
Well,
Well, they're looking for superficial qualities, and that's not going to work. If you're only looking for someone's looks, if you're only looking for their money or their status, you're going to end up disappointed, because that's not based on their character and who they are as a person. So if you base everything on that, yeah, you're going to have horrible relationships.
Facts.
Yeah, that's true, but that's just not reality. Women want certain qualities.
See,
and
let
guys
me
want certain
clarify my
qualities.
question a little better. Let me clarify my question a little bit better. I'm asking the folks on the panel, what should people be looking for if they expect some sort of stability? I mean, what is good? What is bad?
Okay,
you know what I mean? What is a good man? What is a bad man?
Who
What is a good
there's
woman?
no such thing. It's who is good to you and who is bad to
Okay.
you. It's compatibility. That's what you should be looking for.
Okay. See? So that's
Yeah,
what
but
I
you
mean.
can be compatible and a cheater. In general, a guy.
That's Go ahead.
You can be
But
compatible and a
cheating
cheater.
is not a one-side gender thing. That's what I'm
I didn't say it was a
Right.
one-side gender thing, but Faith said that you need that, in what makes the chap asked the question, what makes a good guy? And she said there's that compatibility, being compatible with your partner. And I'm saying this, that you can be compatible and you can be a cheater, but women don't like that.
Right.
They
So
don't
that
they
means
don't
that
want.
you're not
I'm saying
compatible.
nobody
Every woman
likes to be
doesn't like
cheated
that.
on. Nobody likes to be cheated on. That's the whole
Right.
thing.
I mean, that's part
it's
of the
not a,
compatibility.
Well, okay,
Right.
well, he asked what makes a good partner. I think in general, a guy wants a female that looks good, she's fit, she's feminine, she's loyal, she's respectable, she's somebody that you can bring out, but she's somebody that you can bring out in public and not be ashamed of her. She's not going to embarrass you. All of those qualities, I think guys value in a woman.
that's what women value too, is what we're saying.
Right.
It's not a one gender thing.
So they want
We
fit,
also want a
feminine.
man that
They
looks
want
good
fit,
and
feminine
that's
men. Is that what they want?
love us and
No,
be
you want a
compatible
man who
be
looks
loyal.
good. Yeah, a man who looks good, who's loyal, who's masculine, who has his shit together, who you can
Right.
take out in public, who's not going to go out there with the grilled teeth and knows how to talk. That's the same thing that
We
people
the
want
same
those
thing.
qualities. It's not a
Oh.
one-sided gender thing.
Okay, and you take all of that in a guy who's 5'2".
But I mean,
Okay, someone who looks good is not going to be 5'2". Sorry.
exactly.
Yes,
If
you
the-
can
if
look
that's
good and
not,
be.
if that's not
No,
part of the
no, look,
compatibility.
Okay,
no.
I'll leave it there.
Height is part of looking good. You can be 3'7" and pretty in the
Height
face,
is
and you're
not
not
part of looking
attractive.
good.
Sorry.
Height is not. We can
Height
agree
is
to
part of
disagree.
looking
I'll leave you
good.
guys to the chat. Faith, thanks for the time, guys, and thanks for having me on.
No, don't run away. See, Lex Luthor, that's why I was trying to help you walk it back. I was trying to show you mercy. Don't run now. You know what I'm saying? We're hearing what you're saying, and it's all over the place. But basically,
But we're not
every woman,
disagreeing.
each individual woman is going to be different for what they want from a man. That's
Right.
why
But
we're talking
we're not
about.
disagreeing with what you're saying. We're not disagreeing with what you're saying. That is what men want. We're also saying women want the same thing too.
Yeah, but
It's
the
a
thing is
people thing. It's not a gender thing. It's a people thing.
no, but I understand, Miss J. I get what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is that the qualities that women want in men, okay, there's a low supply there. So when you find that guy that is, I don't know, he has the height, he's masculine, he's this, he's that, he's family orientated, he treats you well, blah 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 blah. Women gravitate towards that.
What
Okay,
wasn't
that's
it
just
We
the
not too
agree
reality.
long
with you.
ago? Wasn't not too long ago that you men were sitting up here bragging that black men are more in shape than black women, and we're more, you guys are more desirable and all this type of stuff to other groups of women. You guys are sitting up here talking about your
But that's a fact, babe.
desirability all
That's
the
a fact.
time. So how is it
It's a
now
fact.
in
If you
low
look,
demand? How is it now in low demand?
but it's a fact though. Black men are more desirable than black women in
Okay, so
general.
then there's no low
Look at the
supply.
statistics
There's
on
there's
dating.
no there should not be any low supply of desirable men then,
No, there is a
according
low
to
supply
you.
because the men. It's not just about looking good. It's about being family oriented. This is the issue that men are always going on about. That women are just picking on superficial things, and that if you want, you should probably look at the guy's pedigree. And if he's not family orientated, he didn't come from a good home,
Well, look
a
at the woman's
two-parent household.
pedigree. If
He do-
she's not family oriented, then you shouldn't be looking at her either. But you guys
sorry,
don't look at the woman's pedigree.
sorry, what was that? You should be looking at who?
Yeah, the same way that you're telling women to only look at a man's pedigree, never mind his big pot belly. What about the woman's pedigree?
That's important too, but that's the reason why we're in the position that we're in as a community. We're on the socially and economically, we're at the bottom. Let's just be honest, okay? And the other groups that are on top, or doing well, they're family orientated. I saw a quote today from some Asian person on Twitter or whatever, and she got loads and loads and loads of retweets and whatnot. It was quite a big story today. Her talking about Asians are doing well because they're family orientated, they value family, and they value education. Two things that, in general, in the Black community, we don't value as we should. They're studying the subjects that matter, the STEM subjects, and we're not. We're doing
Let me
bullshit
ask another
degree,
question.
which means.
Let me ask
Sorry,
another
go ahead.
question. How many?
Sounds like
I mean,
white
because
supremacy to me.
okay, how many people on the panel know or kind of personal know someone that's Asian or maybe East Indian personally? Any
Hello.
people that know them have friends that's Asian, like really, I mean, close where you actually like talk to them and they kind of see their families a little bit. And
Oh, I
Well,
do.
they
I've got,
generally avoid black
I've got,
people. So.
I've got tenants that are Asian.
Well,
okay,
you're over
okay.
in England, where
The
there's a lot more of them.
The American
No.
Asians, they do, they're a little bit more open. I do know maybe one or two.
Okay, now so I know a few too. I wanted to see if I can get somebody to corroborate this. Asians cheat on each other.
Yes,
And
they
I
do.
hear Asian men always complain about having their women, they're having to compete with white guys over their women. I hear this a lot from Asian men. So I mean, this idea of us putting ourselves on the bottom because of our problems, which are basic problems that every group has.
Are you
You got
saying that we're not on black
you
people are
got
not on the
hold on,
bottom
hold on. Let me
economically?
finish this. Let me finish this statement. I'm saying that we're purposely verbally denigrating ourselves to other groups who have problems too, because especially these Arab men, I mean, their women have a big problem with them, and white men and women have a big problem with each other. They come up with all these women lib organizations and stuff. So I mean, we having a problem. People have problems. Let's just try to focus on solving our problems instead of saying that we're so much more, horrible just because we have a male and female problem going on.
I agree with
Let's
that.
solve the
Nobody's.
problem.
That's
Yeah,
not
A
what
lot of
that's not
people.
what I was saying, but that's fine.
Well,
We
okay.
we
What
definitely
were you saying?
Wait, hold on a
What were you
second.
saying?
Oh, go ahead.
Wait a minute. Bam actually showed up to the panel.
What's going on?
CK, was there anything that you wanted to say to Bam?
Well, yeah, he said I was acting like a simp, so he finally came on the panel after waiting all this time. So, Bam, speak your piece.
I mean, I just think that well, thank you guys for bringing me up, first of all. But yeah, I think that women already have a lot of backing. We already understand, they have their.
Is that Bam talking? BAM?
Can you hear me?
You came on the panel because you said I was a simp.
Can you hear me?
Let's start with that.
Well,
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. That's why I stopped you, because you're starting off answering a question, I guess, but you said I was a simp. So I'm saying, go ahead and start with that. Let's just get right to it.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Are you
exactly what I was?
Are you a simp?
But I mean, is it about? Let me not even. Yeah, but I'm saying that women already have a lot of leeway. We already understand, like, women have their own thing. You don't have to keep saying that. We understand. You don't have to keep repeating that. That's what I'm saying.
Repeating what? What are you talking about?
The points that you're making. You keep. I don't exactly remember them, but you were saying something. You're like making excuses. You're making excuses for them.
Not excuses. I've written down what I've said. I can repeat it if you need me to remind you. Okay. But you said I was a simp. Right. So I was saying, okay, all men, all women and men want the best what they can get and should.
Why is it about? Okay, that's what I said. But I had something else I wanted to say. I don't really want to go back and forth. But you can bring up your points. I mean, I know you want to.
No, I mean, you called me a simp. I'm just clearly asking you to explain yourself.
I said a lot of things in the chat. I only called you a simp twice. I don't know why.
Right, I'm saying why. I'm asking you why. Speak up. Say it with your chest. I'm asking why.
I said that you're giving like women excuses. You're making it. We understand.
I'm not giving excuses. What excuses have I given? What excuses have I given?
I don't remember exactly what you said, but I remember when I heard you say.
So basically, you came up here to waste my time. So you came up here to waste my time. Is that what that is?
I got something else I want to say.
No. But you basically you're supposed to came up here and explain why I'm a simp, and now you're coming up here to waste my time.
I didn't come up here for you. I did not come up here for you, bro.
So okay, that was the whole point of you coming up here was to explain yourself. I came up here. So if you're not going to explain yourself, you're wasting your time.
I came up here because I have something to say, bro.
Right, and I'm asking you to explain yourself. See, right now, Bam, this is my initial impression of you, sir. My initial impression is you're twerking in the chat, and now when I've been dropping the link for you to come up, now that you're up here, all of a sudden you ain't got nothing to say to me. You want to talk about something else. No, I'm
your talking points.
You should already have the talking points because you called me a simp. See, this is one thing that happens, and it's called people just want to just talk, and be cowards. You should have already had them. You were supposed to have came up here and addressed it. But because you're up here and you want to talk about everything except for you calling me a simp,
what
it appears to me is that you may be somewhat, I guess, I don't know, projecting onto me, and that's the reason why you can't tell me exactly what I said to be a simp.
What am I projecting?
Well, I'm just saying, you called me a simp. I'm just asking what exactly makes me a simp, and now you're like, oh, I forgot.
The first thing that came to mind.
Now you're doing clown talk. Now you're doing clown talk. Like, do you want to go ahead and get it out, or do you want to pretend like you don't remember all of a sudden?
You had said something, I was like, oh, okay, this guy's a simp. There's something I don't remember it. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, you don't remember, but you finally came up here to not remember. Sir, go put on your shirt. How about that? How about you go put on a shirt and come back and try again? Go put on a shirt. Get a real gold chain, get a decent do-rag, and come back and try again. That's all I'm saying. Hey, no, I'm trying to have a conversation with you based off what you said. And all I'm saying is this dude, I guess you got out of the shower. I guess you got freshened up to come up here. And, I don't know. I don't know who you're talking to. No, I think I want you to put a shirt on, put something on, because right now, you're looking kind of like, I don't know. You're looking like an animal. You're looking like a straight animal right now. Yeah, you're looking like an animal. I don't want to say what animal you're looking like, but I'm not trying to flirt with you. I mean, if you're gonna come up here, Cam, up, at least brush that nappy beard. At least brush the nappy beard. Why are you up here trying to embarrass yourself, and you're not up here trying to brush your nappy beard? You're not trying to have a decent do-rag. I don't know what's going on with you. But the thing is if you're going to call someone a simp from the chat and finally come up on the panel, please have the guts to say exactly what you want to say instead of lying like Derrick Jaxn and saying that you don't remember what you said. That's all I'm saying. Don't lie like Derrick Jaxn. Are you trying to promote a book now? Or are you going to come up here and promote two books? If you're trying to promote two books, at least give something in the Cash App to the Faith Factor, or at least super chat her before coming up here and wasting her time.
Bro,
at least do that.
I say to you, can you see me?
Oh, the guy who needs to brush his teeth thinks I'm a simp. I think you're a simpleton because for some reason you look like you didn't take a bath today. You know, you're too simple to take a bath, and yet you want to come on the panel, cammed up, like you're really going to be doing something.
Anything, bro.
Look, I tell you what, I'll give you another chance to get yourself together, go brush your teeth, get a decent do-rag, put on a decent shirt, get at least, because right now I'm sitting here looking at your gold chain, creating a green thing on your skin. Are you sweating and that gold chain that is fake is all on your skin? What are you doing with this fake gold chain, bro? It is 2021. We stopped using those fake gold chains back in the 90s. That's what we started doing. You know, that's what we started doing. Do you want to try again? I don't know what your deal is. I don't know why you came on here, didn't brush your teeth, didn't take a shower. But when it boils down to it, fix your do-rag. Don't come up here with a do-rag looking crazy, because right now your do-rag is looking like a dirty condom. You have a dirty condom head, and that do-rag looks like a dirty condom on it. Now, do you want to finally tell me? Do you want to finally tell me why I am a simp? Do you want to finally tell me that, or did you forget again?
Has anything to do with me thinking you're a simp? I don't know why the fuck you are bringing up how I look. Like, what's wrong? What? Bring up what your points are. What the fuck were you talking about before? And I'll tell you what I think you said was a simp. That's all I'm saying.
Now all of a sudden you don't forgot. I tell you what. Go ahead and say everything except for why I'm a simp. Go ahead and do it. The floor is yours, Bam.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
The other reason why I came up here is because I heard one of the ladies saying that both men and women care about looks. You know, and of course that's true. But what I would say is that I think men and women, they prioritize things differently. Like, men prioritize looks higher on the scale. Like, that's one of our top things. You know, femininity, looks, all that. And women don't really prioritize looks as much as they prioritize resources and feelings.
They do now, brother. Bam. They do now. They prioritize looks now for decades now. But back then, usually
just as high as they prioritize resources and security. Are you serious? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Now a man has to look good. Everything else second. Now, those decades ago. But listen, man. I'm gonna tell you now that how we think as men, we always know we want a woman that looks good. That gravitates first before everything else. Now, because the society, because the role reverse and etc., that women, they want a man that at least look good first, everything else second if he has it. You get me?
I mean, I don't know. That don't sound right to me. I mean, that doesn't even make sense.
I know it doesn't sound right, but this is the world we live in now, especially here in America, in the West. Outside America,
it is true.
I want to hear the women. Is that true? So women prioritize looks above everything else.
I mean, you heard it up here in the panel. What more you need to know? What more receipts you need to know?
Well, you guys ran the women away that were on the panel, and I'm the only one left here because I'm the host of the show. But yeah, in 2021, there are a lot of women that also, would like to be with a man that they are attracted to. It's no longer like it was back in the 60s and 70s, where women got with men for resources because they had to survive. Now it's a level playing field where women don't need men necessarily to survive anymore. So now we can be picky. Here in America, and we can be picky now, and we can look for men that we are actually attracted to and we are compatible with. So none of those things apply here.
Okay. Does it make sense now, Bam?
I'm gonna switch for a woman. I'll see, guys. I'm going down, guys, and hopefully a woman comes up because we should have a balance. Peace.
Yeah,
excuse me, Faith and Commendable K, can you hear me?
Hold on.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Go ahead.
Hey, see, Faith ran him out, and I didn't want to be.
I know. I was hoping that he would come up.
I don't like the way things going, but
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I got something to say about this topic that I put in the chat. two things. True femininity is attracted to and willingly submits to authentic masculinity.
Yep.
Raw femininity is attracted to and willingly submits to primal masculinity. This is what I learned growing up and dealing with men and women. And I've seen, I work out at LA Fitness. I've seen some of these good-looking muscular goofballs try to talk to women and then get roasted. Like masculinity and charisma.
Hey, sir, are you the guy that's born in 1969? Are you the sir?
No, that's Edward.
Yeah, my name is Edward Bailey, but the men in the manosphere, the magosphere, call me Matt Bone or Matt Bones.
Yep.
Yeah, the one that's a train that's after and those tantra, sutras, and you're the sir.
No, he got.
Sir, let me say this, sir. Yeah. I've been trained by a lot of enlightened men and women in certain things over the years.
Okay.
Some of the stuff I can't tell you due to certain YouTube regulations. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, good move.
But the thing is, you create what you attract. Dysfunction attracts dysfunction. Dusty attracts dusty.
I agree with that.
A man cannot expect to get a 10 when he looks like a 5 and a 6.
That's true. That's true.
And a woman cannot expect to get a man who is a 10 when she looks like a 5 or 6 as well.
Hold on.
You create
I
what
don't
you
know
attract.
about that, bro. They could probably pay for a man that's a 10. Women got their own money now, so they could probably.
Bro, I'm talking about without the money. I'm talking about without the money.
Wait. Let me get up.
Remember what I put in the chat about the toolbox for men.
Right. I get what you're saying.
Body game, charisma, and masculinity. If you want to be able to get it without paying for it. If you want to get it without paying for it.
Can I say something?
Listen to what I'm saying, man. Listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
If you want to get it without paying for it, that's the toolbox you need. Body game, charisma, masculinity. And for the women,
and mouthpiece,
if the women want the top part of the men without having to pay for it. Body game, charisma, and femininity.
Hold on. I can agree with that to a certain extent for the simple fact that women have the ability to change their mind, right? So even if you think you're this real man and you're providing and you're doing all these things, she's still a change up. So at the end of the day, what are we really talking about? We're talking about
really?
Saying, you don't know that?
Especially when women these days can get their own money and car and house. Are you kidding me?
That's cool. She can have that, but she can't sustain it. She want her a male. She want her a man. Somebody she can be with who's going to lead her.
Dude, do you know why the exotic entertainment industry is making so much money?
No.
Do you know why male strippers are making so much money?
I agree with you.
Dude, listen what I'm saying.
Okay.
There are women out there that are so thirsty for authentic masculinity that they're willing to give up cars, clothes, and big sums of money for it.
That's true. I can't even say nothing to that. I was just saying that it's men not being wise by keeping their options open and being like, listen, I'm not going to be and I'm not going to be invested in you like that. I might get some pussy or whatever. Men should be selfish like women. That's what I say. You know why? Because she don't give a fuck. Nigga, she'll take you to the cleaners and play you like nothing. She don't even want you like that, nigga. And you niggas are taking them serious. They don't like you like that. Look how they act. A real woman who like you, she care about what you think about. All these women you're meeting, you are dealing with a bunch of unruly women who are ungrateful and they entitled and they are disrespectful to men, but they can't keep a dick out of them.
It depends on how you acting as the man, though. It depends on how you acting as the man. Hey, remember, brother, women are the mirror that reflect the light and darkness that come from within the man.
Yeah, but women
are the mirror that reflect the light and darkness that come from within the man.
That's true, but women carry life. A man got to meet a good woman that he can connect with. But you ain't finna keep disrespecting man like
the man has to be a good man first before he meets the good woman. See, a long time ago, brother, I was in the break room, right? And these women were to ask me, what does it take for them to get a good black man? I said, well, you got to be a good black woman to get a good black man.
That's true.
You create what you attract. So before you think about trying to attract a certain thing, you got to make sure you have those qualities reflecting from the mirror you see within yourself. Because part of being a real man is having a real self-talk with self-reflection from the mirror.
Self-reflection.
You got to first find out what you really are as a man before dealing with these women. Point blank.
Yeah.
And if you're not real with these women will not be real with you. You gotta be a real man about your square.
Hold on, let me say something to see what you men think. To all the men on the panel, ask me this: why the hell black women couldn't lock down a Michael Jordan or even a Kobe or a Tiger Woods? Why? Tell me.
Why they do what? Repeat
Why
that,
they
please?
couldn't lock down Tiger Woods or Kobe? Black women.
Why they couldn't lock?
Because they're
Why they
not part
couldn't
of
lock
that
them
tier
down?
of where Michael Jordan and Kobe is.
Okay,
They're
so
not part of that tier level where they at.
Well, Michael Jordan was married to Juanita, right? She's black.
His money, y'all.
Yeah,
His wife was in Chicago on the damn west side of Chicago, fucking with hustlers. Did y'all know that? Jordan was smart. He was raised right. He had his mama and daddy. Look at that. This bitch was, and he was.
But what about LeBron James? You know, he has a black wife.
He did. He not with him no more. He got a Russian chick. You see? See how you make black men feel?
LeBron James divorced his wife? I don't think so.
And also, let's remember that it was alleged that his wife cheated on him with a basketball player too.
Oh, no, that's not true, bro.
What's going on here? Some new news. We talking about LeBron's and Lauren married to his wife? What's going on here?
Michael Jordan was on the west side of Chicago, y'all, buying Bentleys for regular niggas. And Jordan felt out about it. They covered it up in the media. Man, Jordan lived up here. He lived in the suburbs out here. But he's from North Carolina, had his mama and daddy. This chick was from Chicago. She was a hustler. And she had babies and all the other shit. And this is what black women are doing to black men. They are playing you if you don't pay attention. You see what I'm saying?
What black women are doing to black men.
Are you saying that the black woman that he's married to is from Chicago and he's playing him? That's what I'm hearing.
No. I was saying I'm talking about the chick, and they was living in Creek, Illinois, out here when he was playing in all those playoffs.
LeBron James.
I'm talking about Michael Jordan. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that chick tried to hustle off that nigga like nothing because he was rich. That's black women for you. Soon as you got some money, look how they treat you. Watch
Juanita,
watch how
hold
they
on a second. See, no,
Yeah,
I'm from Chicago too. I'm from Chicago too, and I know the whole story. Juanita got with Michael Jordan before he had anything.
Yeah.
So how was she gold digging?
I don't say she was gold digging. I was saying she was hustling off him.
Well, gold digging, hustling. How was she hustling when he didn't have anything when she met him? As a matter of fact, Michael Jordan tells the story all the time about how he actually went on his first date with Juanita. They were on bicycles.
No, and she was a good woman. She's from Chicago. I'm telling you, that's true. But
Michael Jordan told this story himself. I mean, he rode up on Juanita on a bike.
Just letting you know, in Chicago, she was on the damn west side of Chicago buying Bentleys for broke ass niggas from the block. Period. Let's be honest. Come on, get it up out of here real quick. That's the truth in Chicago.
I've not heard it.
Was that before or after she got married to Michael? Because I'm trying to figure out how she gonna buy Bentleys and they broke when they first met each other. Was that after she got married to him, or what's going on?
They weren't him. He was with him. He has a brand, bro. He's one of the most influential men. I mean, he's a basketball player. Let's be honest. But in Chicago, Jordan them used to be downtown. You can see them. They was in Bentleys and limousines and all that. Everybody know that. Everybody in Chicago, y'all, they be out. They be downtown. They be out. It's not like the person is famous and it's not even like that up here. It's just regular people who be like, damn, that's Michael Jordan. And he don't even talk to no niggas. I tell you that now. Nigga, you can't walk up on Michael Jordan. He'll damn near look at you like, get the fuck away from me. Period.
Okay, well, I'm trying to understand something. Okay. Who was buying the Bentleys? Was it her or him? Who was buying the Bentleys? And was it
Jordan's wife when he was in the Bulls? They was living in Illinois, y'all. They had a mansion out here in Illinois.
Stop, Zach.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm lost.
His wife was she was from the south side of Chicago. Gutter, hustler, slick ass woman who met a rich black nigga. Period. That's the
all right. So my question is, where are we going with that? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, and they wasn't rich when they married.
One woman hustled somebody. Like, what are we saying? What You know, what does it got to do with the price of tea in China or Derrick Jaxn and his side chick and his wife? Like, what are we doing?
Wait. Derrick Jaxn did it right. You a grown man. You in shape, nigga. You can have options. So what? She ain't gonna go nowhere. Oh, now she gonna leave and be with some other nigga? Really? She ain't gonna go nowhere. Yes, he can cheat. I support it. Dog out.
I would say he didn't do it right. I say he didn't do it right. You know why? Because the fact that he had to hide it, that means he didn't do it right.
So Zach, stay focused. You say that because man makes money, he did everything right from here.
Let's be honest. If he was doing it right, he would have came to his wife and said, "Look,
he ain't gotta tell his wife nothing. You a grown man. You being weak."
No. That's a dishonorable man. That means he ain't a good man.
Oh man.
No, bro. No, stop that. That's the problem with guys right now. Y'all want to hide shit. You want to play this player role and play this bullshit, and then when people blow up your spot, then you want to get mad. No, if you are that guy, you could have went. He could have went to her and say, "Look, baby, look, I want to marry you. I'm gonna take care of you, take care of this kid. But here's the thing: I'm gonna go out and get other chicks. Are you cool with it? Or are you not? And you're supposed to give her a choice. That's how you do that right. And there are guys who have done it, and there's no problem. But what y'all want to do, y'all want to cheat because you think you get a thrill out of that, and you want a player.
All right, so Zach, have you heard? So Zach, have you heard Derrick Jaxn's like talking points in his content? Because everything he said, he didn't do. So he didn't do it right if he's saying one thing and doing another. Plus, he was married. We're not going to sit up here and promote that a married man can cheat on his wife because he has resources and he looks good. Like, we're not going down the rabbit hole. We're not going down the rabbit hole.
No, that's the thing. That's not. Look, if he told his wife, "Hey, look, I'm going to have other chicks," then that's not cheating because he's already let her know what's going on. So now she has that option. Now, if she chooses to stay, it's not cheating because she already know what's going on. But if you are lying, you don't give her the option, then yes, that's cheating.
Exactly, and preferably give her the option before you ask her to marry you.
Right. She's a woman. You're not supposed to do any of that, man.
She wants a real man. That's what she wants. And she wants to be in a relationship.
And he's not a real man. Period.
He's
not a real man.
But let's keep it real. Most men, depending on when they get greater in value, the options of women going to chastise them is pretty high. So cheating is possibly expected. All I know is if you're going to go out and do it, you got to be smart about it or come up front with your wife ahead of time. Make a decision. You want to stay or go. And how things are playing out with Mr. Jaxn, we don't know. His wife might stay or go. You know, we'll probably know in the coming months. But it wouldn't surprise me if she stays. You know, just to be honest.
Wait.
Hey, fellas, at the end of the day, Derrick Jaxn is a hustler and a businessman. At the end of the day, telling black women what they want to hear is his business.
Thank you.
Period.
Here's
or not. At the end of the day, his business is to tell black American women what they want to hear, not what is true.
A minute, black women will sleep with him in a minute. They'll lay up with him in a minute.
All right, fellas, we are approaching the 2 hour and 30-minute mark, so we need to start winding it down to the final thoughts. So I want to go ahead and get started with Zach. Stay focused. Zach, stay focused. Any final thoughts on the Derrick Jaxn situation? What advice do you have for women, and what advice do you have for men?
I really appreciate you and CK. Fave, shout out to y'all. You know I'm still around with you. I got you. I be seeing you. I be seeing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But the Derrick Jaxn piece, he got a platform. He was a man who was he had a message for women, but he's coming up fucking a younger chick, and he's married. So what? Yeah, you didn't know black men have options? I mean, what are we talking about? People treat black men like we gotta be holy and I'm so honest and no, fuck all that. Some men have been hurt so much they don't even care no more. They will be in a relationship. They will provide and all that, but they'll move on. They'll do what they want. Period. So with that being said,
all right, well, Zach.
Wait. What I got for the women is to the women out there. Listen, if you're gonna deal with a man, let it be based upon respect. Cut the bullshit out, falling in love, and I like this. No, have a conversation with that man to see where his mentality is. And a lot of women don't do that. Other than that, to the man, stay on your purpose, get your money right, get your life together. Don't even worry about it. Like, even if you want to deal with a woman, if she's not bringing nothing to the table, get up out of that situation. All right, y'all.
All right, Zach. Thank you for coming. Please do come again. Don't be a stranger. All right. So, oh goodness, Zach. All right. So next up, I'm trying to go from when you guys got on here. I believe it was Mac Bone. Mac Bone, what do you have to say about this whole entire Derrick Jaxn situation, and what advice do you have for men and women out there?
Here's my advice for Black American men and Black American women. First of all, realize what you really are as a person before trying to date each other. Self-actualization is key. Number two, Black men and Black women, be at the first base honest, direct, and straightforward with each other about what you want in a relationship before you engage in the relationship. And number three, healthy men and healthy women produce healthy families. If you're not healthy, ain't no need for y'all to be in a relationship. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you, Mac Bone. And please do come again. We appreciate you for coming, brother.
Yes.
All right. We have Mr. Chaos Rain in the house. What's up, Chaos Rain? What do you have to give us about this whole entire Derrick Jaxn situation? What advice do you have for men and women?
I don't think I have anything else to say on this. I think I'll say whatever is necessary. When I do a live stream this week on my views on cheating, to be fair and honest. What Derrick Jaxn did is the typical man that has resource and fits that archetype that the average sister wants. So I only expect moving forward, even with the short live stream he did and tried to lie about certain things, that a lot of Black men are going to be more eager to meet him in person and want to pull down their pants and give him the business. I see a foreseen future for Derrick Jaxn. Unfortunately. Thank you.
Unfortunately. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chaos Rain. And please do come again. We appreciate you for gracing the platform. And next, last but not least, we have Brother Bro Speak in the house. What's up, Bro Speak? Give us your final thoughts on the situation with Derrick Jaxn, and also what is your advice for the men and women out there?
Well, it just goes to prove when there's dudes who going so hard in the paint for Black women and going so hard against Black men, there's always something about it. Either there's an insecurity problem or it's a greed problem. We're trying to get some money. And Derrick Jaxn just proves that he's not what he says he is. But at the end of the day, the women are still going to follow him because how he looks, he is their archetype of the type of dude that they want. So they're going to keep following him. They're going to make excuses. Should he be canceled? Yes. Will he? No. That's just the way it is. So for men and women, for men, you like the other guy said, be honest with yourself. What you want, what type of relationship you want. And when you go meet that woman, you just need to lay it out. Get yourself in a position where you can make that demand, and either she's going to have to say yes or no. Yes, she'll go. No, she won't. Because there's always going to be some woman who will go, especially if you got those resources and looks. There's always going to be some woman who will go. No problem. For the women, same thing. You need to know yourself. Know what you're going to deal with and know what you're not. And put those standards up on the table. If you don't, you're just leaving it up in the air, and the dude is going to do whatever he's going to do. And then now you're stuck in a situation. Okay, now do I leave take half this money, but now I got to do this on my own and co-parent, or do I stay, accept that he's a cheater and a messy cheater at that? Because if this chick was one of those chicks is at the house, that means he's bringing chicks over. That means they know where you live, and they could be a threat, especially if he do these chicks dirty. Now she's a threat. So you got to know what you can deal with and put your standards up there. So if you don't do that, oh well. So that's it. Thank y'all for having me on the panel.
All right, bro, speak, and thank you so much for joining us, and do please come again. All right, CK. This was a very, very lively and interesting live. I mean,
yeah,
we had quite a few characters show up.
Yeah, 100 people was in the box at one point. Thank you for everybody for coming out. Make sure you all subscribe to the Faith Factor, the Commendable K YouTube channel. Subscribe, click the bell, ding the dong, bing the bong, thumbs up the video, and definitely share your social media. But sorry for cutting you off. What you were saying?
No, I just wanted to end it with my final thoughts on the situation, because here's what I've been saying for the longest time. For men, you guys are, deluding yourself if you think that it's okay and that you have privileges to cheat just because you're men and just because you make a certain amount of money. This is not the 1950s, okay? This is not even the 60s and not even the 70s. We're in 2021. Okay, in this new age, you have to start looking at the times that you're in. All those old talking points that apply to your grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers, not you. You are dealing with a totally different group of women than your fathers, your grandfathers, and your great-great-grandfathers. So remember this when you're sitting up here talking about you can cheat. No, you can't, because women have divorce courts. Derrick Jaxn's wife filed for divorce, okay? So for all of you saying that she will stay and just take it, evidently, he was doing this before and she didn't want to stay and just take it, okay? She did not want to continue to live perpetually in a state of being disrespected. And a lot of women don't. That's the reason why the divorce rate is higher for women. We initiate divorce more because these days we don't have to put up with any nonsense. It's not like it was back in the day when your grandma put up with your grandpa because she had to survive. Now women can survive absent of a man. And now, women are choosing themselves. Women are saying, like Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie, had a statement where she said that she's happily single. She has her peace of mind. And right now, peace of mind is priceless in this day and age. There's not a whole lot of women that will, put up with a cheating man in this day and age, when there are so many opportunities, and not only just opportunities, but now, socially, women can, sleep with as many men as they want, and they can, have as many husbands as men have many different wives. This is a new age we're talking about here. We're not talking about the olden days. So you guys, my advice to the men, you operate with women, deal with the women that you're dealing with today. That's my advice to the men. And my advice to the women, ladies, we have got to stop accepting subpar behavior from our men or just in the name of saying that we have a man. There's so many of you that are living with abusive men who are emotionally abusive, they're cheaters, they're physically abusive, they're verbally abusive, and you guys will put up with it because you don't want the next woman to have him. You guys will put up with it because you feel as if this man validates you. Okay, first of all, self-validation is important. If you're not validated already as a woman before you get into a relationship with a man, then that's going to open up a can of worms for that man to step in and take advantage of that. And men know women who are broken. So first fix yourself, validate yourself, and then come to a man as a whole woman. a whole woman. And then you will attract a man that will appreciate that. The men that tell you that they don't care about your money and they don't care about your education, ask yourself why. If they're not caring, it's because they need to have something as leverage. Think about it. Well, CK, did you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I hate to go behind that, but yes, I 100% agree with everything Faith was saying. Don't believe the preacher who is selling God. Don't believe the liar who is selling books. So my advice for women and men, don't believe all men or all men cheat. People are only as faithful as their options, because when we start to have that programming language, it starts to get you to accept bad behavior, as opposed to having standards, making sure that you're done right. And if you're not, choose yourself. Shout out to the Faith Factor and Love Wisdom. They did a broadcast where they turned the phrase pick me into not just wanting anything, but picking yourself as a pick me. And that's what it should be. It should be about you picking yourself and not accepting anything, especially if it's substandard from what you want. Don't accept it. Choose yourself first. You don't have to or should get another Derrick Jaxn. Choose yourself. You have choices even after the representative goes away and the mask comes off of your significant other. Derrick mentioned God. Everybody mentions God whenever they're trying to tug at your heartstrings, because we as people, we're used to being in the church and being preached to. And then if somebody backslides or does something wrong, we say, well, only God can judge them. We're going to pray for them. We're going to keep supporting. Derrick Jaxn, he tried to hide it. He was not up forth and he was not up front with what he was doing. He was trying to hide it. And even when he was trying to explain himself, he plugged his books. He didn't take accountability, and he did all that stuff. And even a couple of the men who came on the panel, thank you all for coming up. But even you all had the same language of, well, even though he's married, because he's high value, he should be able to do what he wants. He should be able to cheat in peace. We got to stop having this low vibration thinking, low intelligent way of going about things, because when it boils down to it, why promise yourself to someone if it's going to be a lie? And if you are promised to someone and you decide that you want to step out, you don't want to be with them anymore, do the right thing and end it with them, like divorce. And we also miss the fact that in Derrick Jaxn's content, he has preached one thing and done another. And that is more reason why we should look at him as being a charlatan. And anyone who promotes that lifestyle of, because someone's high value, they can do whatever they want. No, you only accept what you allow people to do to you. So, and with that, and then one last thing, people keep talking about what people bring to the table. When it boils down to it, most men approach women. So, and I know people are going to be like, CK, you're trying to make excuses again. Because men approach women, including Derrick Jaxn approaching Candace, because I'm pretty sure he was the one who set up for her to come to him, i.e. he flew her out. So men are approaching women. So because men are approaching women and are initiating it, it's we as men that have to set the standard and have a standard, as opposed to allowing this bad behavior to go on. So that's pretty much my final thought.
All right. Well, I guess it's time for us to roll them credits.
Yep, that's the video. Let us know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share your social media, subscribe, click the bell, and subscribe even if you hate us and you disagree with us. Subscribe anyway, and share your social media. Until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Peace.